Uh-huh.
All right. What is
So I
going?
got so I got to stop saying the N word.
Oh, Jesus.
God damn it, Casey.
There goes the monetization on YouTube.
There is none. Thankfully, there isn't any right now.
Well, hold on. All I just said was the N word. I didn't say the actual word.
Oh, Jesus.
What's going on? Wicked 133. There's sound now. I was muted while I was tweeting out. You should be able to hear us now.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah, I had us muted for the beginning moment of the show. I gotta get you clowns on the screen. That's not it.
Clowns. I don't appreciate that.
Tough titties. So, guys, what we're going to be talking about tonight, I just told Kratos and Casey tonight, as you can see on the thumbnail. Tonight, Elimination Chamber Perth. Was it a good show? Was it worth staying up all night to watch? What did you guys think about it? What did we think about it? Tonight, also, we're going to talk about, as I'm getting the cameras situated over here, we're also going to talk about whether or not the buyer or the seller of the Eddie Guerrero lowrider could have gotten more money for the car that he had. My fucking camera's going in and out, so that's great. I think my USB is shot that I have this plugged into. So if it's going to act up all night, I'm just going to have to cancel it. But anyways, Eddie Guerrero's lowrider was sold for only $15,000. We're going to tell you who bought the car, if you don't already know, and whether or not we think the seller could have got more money for that car. We're also going to talk about the state of video games in 2024, especially after the big announcements from Xbox and PlayStation last week. So we're going to get into the show. But I was going to address Casey, but he just decided to get up and walk away.
He's
No,
right
I'm
there.
still here.
Casey,
I'm still here.
you're not
Yes.
you're not the only one who went to an AEW show this week.
No?
So you
I was at Collision last night.
Casey,
Oh, shit.
you talked about your experience at AEW last night, so I'm going to give Kratos the floor and let him talk about his experience at AEW Collision yesterday.
Well,
Oh,
Jun
wow.
Akiyama versus Bryan Danielson. Very good match for the main event. Very good. They had 2 Ring of Honor tapings. 2. And then they also taped Rampage after Collision as well.
So now, what
Oh,
order?
wow.
What order did they do the shows in? Did they do a Ring of Honor taping, then Collision, then Rampage?
Then Rampage, then the second Ring of Honor taping.
That's what I thought. So you told me last night you stayed there. You said you stayed there for what, 4 hours? So you watched everything except for the second Ring of Honor taping?
Just about, yeah.
How long was everything going to be? Like 5 hours?
4 or 5 hours, yeah, because they started the first Ring of Honor taping around 6 p.m. Central.
Because when I went to Dynamite,
And that was legit only 3 matches.
What?
The first Ring of Honor taping.
Well, you
3
figure
matches.
the show is only an hour long, so that's about right, yeah.
Yeah. And all of them were women's matches. 2 quarterfinal matches for the women's television title. I won't spoil who won or who advanced in this case. We also had Abaddon, which was a shocker for me on Ring of Honor, in a non-tournament match. Abaddon's non-binary, so that them being on the show got a pop from me.
Oh, if she's non-binary, isn't that like illegal?
Oh, here we go.
That means
fucking
you're
goddamn.
Born female,
See what you started,
born
Kratos.
female, dude. Born female. classified as a they them. Get over it.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, wouldn't that mean that's like whatever matches she's in, if she's non-binary?
Why
wouldn't
don't
that
you
mean
ask? Why don't you ask Nyla
what?
Rose that question? Okay.
Exactly. Nyla Rose.
No.
I'm sure
No.
she'll love to flatten you into a fucking pancake.
No,
Exactly.
you guys didn't bother letting me finish. I was
Hold on,
saying
Steve
that
Callan.
because she's non-binary, that means that's more than one person. So that means
More than one gender.
she's they or them. Wouldn't that be a
Casey, that's
handicap
just.
match?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
What? No, I'm
Casey,
just saying that.
normally when you say they or them, yes, you're addressing more than one person. But when you're addressing somebody without wanting to gender speculate, since that's so fucking wrong in today's society, you address
Stupid.
people as they or them.
It's so stupid.
Yeah, I agree
You're
with
not.
you. But you know what?
You're not more.
It is
You're
what
not
it
more
is.
than one person. You're not more than one person.
It is what it is.
Yep.
And you're saying that, oh, I am no gender. Like, you're either a male or a female. There's no in between.
Oh boy,
Like,
we're getting canceled tonight, guys, and we've only been live for 5 minutes.
no, I'm just saying this whole non-binary bullshit is bullshit. But like, I'm just saying,
We
like,
are less than serious. Do not represent the views of Mr. Casey is Raw over here.
Or his thoughts in general.
Please send no hate mail to @Casey is Raw on Twitter. Thank you.
I'm just. I mean, come on. I mean, I don't see anything wrong. I'm not
It's not
saying
TSS.
anything against. I'm not saying anything against transsexuals or anyone who's gay or bi. I'm just saying when someone thinks they're more than one gender, I'm like, or if they're thinking they're more than one person, like, I think it's stupid.
Casey, you identify as a fucking tree, okay?
No, Drew
Yup.
wanted me to identify.
No. You have. Where's that one intro on your videos? Casey is a tree entertainment?
Oh, God.
Right?
I didn't make that. It was made
Sure
for.
you didn't.
But you still used it.
Got him.
But I hate
Kratos,
you guys.
yeah, take back the reins and tell us about your experience at Collision. How was it getting there? What was the atmosphere like? How crowded was it?
Oh, it wasn't really that crowded considering like the entire side that's behind the camera was no one. It was just like
would you say there was like maybe 1,000 people there?
We were in the basketball arena for Missouri State Bears. So that's the Great Southern Bank Arena. Not even about, I would say all the seats on the hard camera side were sold out. Everything behind the hard camera, not a soul.
What was the name of that arena, Kratos?
Great Southern Bank Arena.
Great Southern.
It's in
Arena
Springfield.
Capacity. Let's see. So the arena can hold 11,000 people.
Yeah, there was nowhere near that many people there.
So how many would you say was there? Like maybe a couple of thousand, if that?
I would be generous to say 3,000, but not even that.
That's about AEW's ballpark ticket sales lately.
Yep.
See, I wonder if I could look it up. AEW Collision. Oh, if I
And remember to look at the paid attendance.
Collision. Paid attendance. I am so spelling all this wrong. Attendance. 224.24.
And I'm telling you right now, at least a good couple of them walked out during Rampage.
I got the results.
Oh yeah, I'm telling you, when I went to Dynamite, Dynamite was good. Rampage was kind of like, by the time Rampage was there, I mean,
I saw.
I'm sorry, they had
Oh, go ahead, Casey.
long women's match. What?
No, I was saying something, but I didn't mean to cut you off because I want to ask Kratos this since he was there live. I'm not coming up with a paid attendance number for the show, by the way. But Kratos, I saw a clip on Twitter of Max Caster botching his fucking freestyle.
Oh, he didn't botch that. He did not botch that. I took video of this. One of the guys on the Iron Savages fell on his ass in the ring during the rap, so he just stopped.
So he made it sound like he botched it because
yeah, one of the guys fell on his fucking ass.
So he was kind of like laughing, and it threw him off. Because I saw a post on Twitter. Somebody said that Max Caster he got no reaction for his freestyle, and that he botched the end of it.
Oh, there was no reaction in general as soon as he started rapping. But the fact that everyone was more focused on the guy falling on his ass in the ring.
Of course, they're not going to show that.
I got a question for Kratos. Did Tony Khan come out and hype up the crowd, though, there, too?
Twice.
Yeah, he came out like 2-3 times.
Came out before Dynamite, came out before Rampage. Yeah. Exactly.
I'm just curious. I mean, was he saying he was happy to bring AEW to
Springfield, Missouri? Yep.
So yeah,
then it was their first time there. I don't know.
Yeah.
That was their first time in Springfield. I don't know if they'll be able to come back because that's how dead the crowd was.
Well, the crowd
that's
in Oklahoma was really good. It was during Rampage.
Yeah, but you figure
that died down.
You figure people are more alive for Dynamite than Collision. I don't know why. I mean, I know Collision is sometimes a tape show, but last night was live, so I don't know why it was so dead.
We had a taped Rampage afterwards and another Ring of Honor taping.
So, as far as like, were you able to get like merch and stuff? Was it like easy to get around the venue and shit?
Merch was like $40 for the cheapest shirt.
Let me ask you this: Casey wanted to get a belt.
Yeah.
Casey wanted to get a belt on Wednesday. He was looking at the replicas. He said their replica belts were going for like $850.
Sounds about right.
Did you happen to see like any prices? You know, for like
that sounds about right because I saw a couple a couple belts are like $700, $800 as well.
Crazy, man. WWE. I was saying this on Casey's show last night. WWE don't even sell their replica belts for half as much.
No, I'd say about $500, give or take. I mean,
that's the point that we're trying to make.
Yeah, they only sell their belts for like half as much. You figure $850 plus tax, you're paying over $900 for that fucking belt.
Exactly.
That's true. That's a good point. So
I mean, hell, I was better. I used my money and spent it wisely and spent that shit on fucking Hardee's on the way to the building. Then I was told no outside food. I'm like, son of a bitch.
Going on, Randy Viper.
Well, I was hoping that the belt was about the max I was willing to pay for to get the AEW belt was about $500, and that was max. If I was gonna pull the trigger on it, anything above that, I was like, no, I wasn't going to do that. I'm sorry. I mean, all I bought was the AEW shirt I was wearing last night on Saturday is Raw, and I bought a sticker. I should have bought more of the stickers that I put one on my toolbox, and I should have got more so I can put it on my other toolbox and maybe on my car, but
the food at the venue was cheaper than the fucking merch. That's sad. Their most expensive item were three different $10 items, and that was the cheapest thing there. The cheapest merch was like some cards or bobbleheads, It was
Yeah.
like $15. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me with this.
Nobody wants to buy an AEW
There's-
belt for the price they're selling for, Randy.
Shit.
Well, the thing is that at Dynamite they didn't have much there to sell. At least WWE, they have like a ton of stuff. Like they have all types of wrestlers, shirts, and all
Mhm.
type of merchandise. This one, it was just like they had a few shirts, 2 belts, and little knickknacks here and there.
I mean, they're lucky enough to
And
sell tickets, let alone merchandise at the fucking venue.
Yeah.
At the
well,
rate
I
their
mean,
fucking attendance
people-
is.
well, you figure people like the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega, they were making a lot of their money from the T-shirts a deal.
You
I mean,
also have to
from the-
remember, this is Collision. This is essentially the B show for the company.
Right.
Yeah,
Essentially.
but I
the
mean,
And if Dynamite is lucky to pull in 4,000 fans, you got to figure Collision's only pulling in at least half as much.
Exactly. I mean, the entire top section above where the hard camera is, where everyone was sitting, that was all like taped off with like curtains.
yeah, it was same thing
They
here
need
too.
to just start booking like 5,000 seat fucking auditorium venues, man.
Exactly.
Because then when they sell
Well,
out
the thing
3,000
is-
people, at least it looks mostly full.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the thing is, would you prefer to be in, like, if you're AEW, would you prefer to be in a bigger arena or?
Yes, but
Like
if it's
one-
going to look empty as shit, it's going to look terrible on TV.
Well,
Exactly.
WWE for recent couple years.
Well, that's
They
because
were
of
doing
Vince is a fucking moron, and Vince did not want to fucking admit that he was driving his own fucking company to the toilet.
Exactly.
And now that
Well, they
Triple
were
H
going
has the
that-
reins, you're seeing those arenas. They're not being completely sold out, but they're getting about twice as much attendance as they were when Vince was there.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
They were getting about
I don't know.
6, 7, maybe 8,000 people. Now Triple H is pulling in about 12. So
Yep.
Honestly, though, I don't know why. Because I mean, when I was at Dynamite, I had a blast. I mean, they had great matches.
it's just
There was some
it's
good-
just people either they're WWE elitists, or it's too much wrestling to watch, or it's they don't want to watch another program, or they just don't follow, or they're casual and they watch it sometimes, but they don't want to go to it live.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Especially
Well,
like
now
we said
here's-
yesterday,
I watched-
like we said yesterday with AEW overcharging on their ticket prices.
I mean, the floor seats me and my buddy got, we went to a third-party website to even get our tickets. Because with taxes and fees, we spent about $110 each on our floor seat
I
tickets.
see you, Randy. I'm sorry. I need to acknowledge Randy Viper like he's Roman Reigns. I apologize, Randy.
Oh, jeez.
I acknowledge you, Randy Viper.
The loudest the crowd got for the entire night was a swanton bomb off of a ladder that Sammy Guevara did to Powerhouse Hobbs through 2 tables.
So they had
The loudest they-
like another hardcore match, because I know they did one on Rampage.
It was
and-
a no disqualification match.
Okay, so it's just like the one that Sammy had with Jeff Hardy last week on Rampage, and that's when he broke Jeff's nose.
Well, I guess Sammy was on punishment because he lost last night to
Oh.
Powerhouse Hobbs. He
Well,
must have
I
been
didn't
installed
watch
after that.
I didn't watch Collision yet because I was all wrestling out yesterday after.
Well, that's the
after
opening
the chamber.
match. So spoiler there. That's the opening match.
I didn't
Spoiler.
even-
Sorry.
I guess where do you guys want to start with the topics? You got the lowrider, you got the state of video games, which I honestly think we should save for last. And we got
Yeah, let's save that one for last.
We got the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view, which is going to be
Let's talk about Elimination Chamber.
It's going to be a quite short
can't-
review because it was not that many matches on the show.
Only 4
Well-
matches plus the pre-show match.
Right,
as far
and
as
I
that
didn't
was-
I didn't watch the pre-show.
Well, I can't comment on the pay-per-view because I barely watched any of it, so I can't really comment on it. So
I had to recap myself because I could not stay awake for the fucking life of me to watch that damn show.
I did not even stay awake to watch that show. And I am so glad I didn't stay awake to watch that show. What's going on, EJ? EJ says, Casey, why haven't you put the channel in my YouTube, in my Discord server? Really, Casey? Now we're all late. That's why you guys are supposed to be following me on Twitter, damn it.
That's not my job. That's the Rose's job. This is his channel.
I'm not on. I don't even know EJ has her own Discord server. I don't follow all of you guys' Discord servers. It's way too many.
I think I'm on it. I can't remember.
I post in Drew's. I post it in Drew's Discord server. So if you're all in there, that's where you should look. And you should be following me on Twitter. Then you'll know.
Plus,
for sure.
I was busy earlier today. I mean, I was doing laundry, I was vacuuming, and also I did a quick little video that I made that finally got uploaded before we started. So I barely
save that.
ate.
Good. You're gonna you can plug that later. Anyways, Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. There were 5 matches on this event. One was on the pre-show, which I did not watch. The
Kabuki Warriors won and retained their tag titles against Indy Hartwell and Candice LeRae.
I'm telling you
that's the pre-show.
I'm telling you, right?
That tag team name sounds really racist, though. If you ask
They're
me.
Japanese.
They're
of course,
Japanese.
it's fucking racist, dude.
Well,
I'm just saying.
Well, actually,
it just sounds
Japanese
racist.
Female warrior.
Right, but is it really Is it really racist when the name is for a Japanese tag team?
No, it just sounds racist. If you ask me, the Kabuki Warriors.
I don't see the problem with that at all. They're now I could see if you gave that tag team name to, let's say, I don't know, Nia Jackson, Piper Niven, because they're not Japanese.
Why?
I could see that being, used derogatory.
We had a tag team in 05 called the Dicks. Come on now. We had a tag team in 05 legitimately called the Dicks. And they dressed up like fucking male strippers.
I remember that vaguely, and I don't want to remember it. Thank you. So this show started at 6 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Australia time, which was 5 a.m. Eastern time. And for Casey and Kratos, it was 4 a.m. for those two. I was up with my friend, talking with her. She went to bed an hour before the show started. I'm like, fuck, what am I going to do to stay awake now? And I ended up falling asleep 10 minutes before it started. Woke up.
I fell asleep about 5 different times during the show.
I fell asleep 10 minutes before it started, slept completely through all of it. Woke up about 6.5 hours later. It was about 20 after 11 in the morning. I put it on. I woke up. I put it on. I watched. Obviously, now what really fucking annoyed me is when they did this on Peacock, they did not detach the pre-show from the live stream. So I had to fast forward through the whole pre-show.
Wow.
I watched the first 2 matches. Then I went out with my brothers for the afternoon. And then I came back and I watched the other 2 matches.
The one thing that stood out to me the most about the whole night for both men's and women's Elimination Chamber matches, everyone else picked up that the first person eliminated for both chambers were black.
Yeah. And they both had the least impact in both matches too.
Exactly.
But yeah, this show was not great in my opinion. You had 4 matches on the actual show, plus the Grayson Waller, what was that called? The Grayson Waller effect or some shit?
Yeah.
Yes.
Which was a segment between Grayson Waller, Austin Theory, Cody Rhodes, and Seth Rollins, which I also skipped. But I do know that
Cody Rhodes
challenged
The Rock.
Right, he challenged The Rock to a match anytime, anywhere, any place. So now it's heavily being speculated that if there's not going to be a tag team match to headline night one of WrestleMania, that now it could be Cody versus The Rock to headline night one at WrestleMania, which I'm all for.
They better open that. They better open with that damn match.
Um,
Better open with that damn match. I'm sorry, because Drew and Seth deserve a main event. Because Seth Rollins has never main evented a Mania either. In a one-on-one situation.
See, I don't see why is there a pay-per-view between Elimination Chamber and WrestleMania. It's like, when is WrestleMania? Like early
First
April.
First weekend of April.
yeah, it's the 6th and
5
7th.
weeks from now.
So I mean,
They used to have
That's-
Roadblock. Remember those couple of years where they had Roadblock or Fastlane in between
They
the
canceled
Chamber
that
and
shit.
Yeah.
WrestleMania? They got rid of that, and I'm kind of glad they did. There was too many shows, especially when they had a couple of times they had a Saudi show around the time of the Elimination Chamber as well. It just cluttered up. It just cluttered up the schedule.
There's a Saudi show after Mania, last I heard.
Right? Yeah, I think it's in early May.
No, I think it's late April.
I know it's before Backlash. I know that much. Backlash, I know, is going to be in Paris. So that's going to be another show that's going to be in the afternoon for me. So when that show is live at like 7 or probably 8 p.m. Paris, France time, it'll be live here at like 4 p.m. Eastern time. So it'll be in the afternoon for me.
Yep.
Which is a hell of a lot better than 4 in the morning.
I mean, when you think about it, Paris getting Backlash is actually like a good marketing deal, because like Paris is also getting the Summer Olympics a month later.
Yeah, I forgot that's this year, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, so back to the pay-per-view.
Marketing stand.
Back to the pay-per-view. If I was the Australian crowd, I feel fucking ripped off, in my opinion. WWE made this show sound like a big fucking deal. It's the first Australia show in so many years. But
I kept hearing word about like the submission hold Nia Jax had Rhea Ripley in, pretty much getting 30,000 bookmarks per post on Twitter.
I just feel like the Australian crowd got fucking gypped on this show. They got like next to no talent.
Yeah.
You had 4 matches.
Well,
You had 5 matches, including the pre-show. 3 of them were women's matches. You only got to see 10 men wrestle from their entire roster.
Well, 6 and 4 in a segment.
Well, how long was the pay-per-view though? Was it 3 or 4
3
hours?
and a half hours.
Yeah, it was at least 3 hours. Both chamber matches were roughly about an hour each. And then the tag match and Rhea Ripley's match was probably at least another hour combined.
That's quite a long match for. I mean, I'm not going to complain about an hour match in the Elimination Chamber.
Well, you got to remember, the pods open up every 5 minutes, and then just because all the pods are open doesn't mean the match is going to end. So you figure to open 4 pods, that's 20 minutes in itself.
That's 20 minutes.
And the match is going to be 5 minutes just before the first pod opens. So that's a 25-minute match right there.
Yep.
And
from what I saw, like I said, Rhea Ripley, like being in a submission hold that had like the camera completely focused on her ass, that garnered like a good 30,000 bookmarks on fucking Twitter, I heard. She quoted it and said, "You're welcome."
I'm trying to go in order here. I don't remember that spot, but
it was when she had a half crab on a Rhea Ripley, when Nia put her in a half Boston crab.
You know, I'm kind of not surprised, considering that at one point where she fell on her ass in the ring, or she missed a leg drop, whatever the case was, the entire crowd started chanting "My hole." So I'm kind of not surprised at that fucking camera shot. Then they probably did it on purpose.
More than likely.
I
mean, Rhea Ripley knows what she's got. She knows what she's got.
What are you trying to say, Casey?
It looks like you got a new viewer in the chat.
What's going on to Phantom Kai-sama? What's going on? EJ, Tour Capture says, "Lol, I'm teasing Casey, he knows." Phantom says, Why you say that, Tor? Very, very new to the channel.
It's
Okay.
because Tour Captures
Yeah,
kind of
you guys are just bantering back and forth. Welcome
Yeah.
welcome to the chat, Kai. This channel, when we do this show, we're all over the place. But as far as this review goes, I'm trying to be in order with it. But yeah, I'm just trying to say that again, the Australian fans, I feel like you got ripped off. You pay all this money to attend a stadium show. You get to see a pre-show match that's obviously not even part of the actual show. So you got to see 12 women compete and 10 men compete out of your entire roster.
Ever since Triple H took over the creative, he likes to keep the matches very low amount.
But they're because of the specialty matches. You're not going to see Triple H putting on a 4-hour WrestleMania with only 5 matches. That ain't happening.
Nope.
No,
each WrestleMania night is going to have at least 7 or 8 matches. You can guarantee it.
Yeah,
and it'll be probably both will be about 4 hours.
Exactly,
long.
that's what I'm saying. So
Tour Capture, that's my fire alarm. It's fucking ridiculous.
The only reason Triple H was able to book these last 2 pay-per-views, only having like 4 or 5 matches on a card, was because of the specialty matches that take up a decent amount of time.
And that's a great point. I mean, you have these special matches, like you said, and then you also had the Money in the Bank match that'll take quite a bit of time.
Well, we're not even talking about the Money in the Bank. That's not until July.
No, I'm just saying that's one of those special matches that takes about 30 to 40 minutes.
No,
to do.
Those matches usually aren't that long. But yeah, I'm just trying to say, you guys in Australia, the Australian crowd, I feel like you got ripped off. I'm sure you guys still enjoyed the show for what it was, but I know if I was Australia waiting for a pay-per-view for the first time in like 6 or 7 years, whatever it's been, I'm feeling a little disappointed. Especially when the Australian government wanted The Rock to wrestle. They wanted probably John Cena. They wanted Roman Reigns. They didn't get any of those guys at all.
I was listening to Solid Monster earlier, just a little bit, and apparently WWE had a little problem with pirates about the Elimination Chamber, like
the structure
they were
itself
shipping
was like the structure itself was being shipped a different way because Somalian pirates were controlling a particular part of sea.
So it's probably I didn't hear anything about that. So
Michael Cole mentioned it in passing during the press conference.
Oh, okay.
Chamber.
Yeah, I didn't watch that.
I didn't hear about it. I didn't hear about it until Solid Monster talked about it. It's like, oh wow. I mean, it makes you think when they send it over. Like, I mean, didn't they have the Elimination Chamber at the Saudi Arabia one year?
Yes, that was last year.
Mm-hmm.
But Saudi Arabia is also not on the other side of the fucking planet. Exactly. Mr. Flat Earth.
Well, it's also like you don't have to go. I mean, yeah, you're going across the ocean, but once you go, I'm sure going from the U.S. to Australia, you have to worry more about the pirates than if you're going the other direction. Instead of going west and going east, So I never would have thought about that, but yeah, I mean, I'm sure they had to ship that. Like, I think they said they shipped it like a month ago or something like that.
What the hell would Somalian pirates want to do with a fucking, what is it, a 10-ton fucking steel cage anyway?
Well, the Solid Monster says it'd be kind of funny is like if they captures it and then they can use it to put their prisoners in the Elimination Chamber.
That would be fucked up.
That would be funny.
Anyway. Now, the best thing about the whole women's chamber match, Tiffy time.
I am so
The crowd
annoyed
was
with the whole.
chanting Tiffy time.
I like that sounds so childish. It annoys me. Tiffy time.
But you have to remember. You have to remember. What is her gimmick? Her original gimmick was Daddy's Little Rich Girl.
I don't know. I don't watch NXT anymore.
No, that was her original gimmick. She was known as Daddy's Little Rich Girl.
Tiffy
Didn't
time.
involve
I
much
had no
stuff.
idea.
Tiffy time. More like fucking shitty time. Get the fuck off my TV.
Now, mind you, Becky and Tiffany
Oh, you
Stratton
talking
being
about-
the final two, in my opinion, was a good call because of the fact that it's a callback to their women's title match in NXT.
Which Michael Cole
last year.
did. Michael Cole did bring that up during commentary.
He also
So, yeah.
brought up that her overall was a 79 in 2K24. I'm like, who's gonna give a shit? You're gonna adjust the fucking ratings in the game anyway.
So Naomi
Well,
was
like
the
a
first.
boxer, man.
Naomi was the first one eliminated. Becky Lynch went coast to coast in the match because she started the match and won it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Naomi was, I'm sure, visibly upset. Obviously, in the ring, I'm sure she definitely felt upset backstage because she should have had a more prominent role in that match, considering she had just re-signed and came back to WWE after being away for a few years and being on, TNA. Now they're probably, I think they're gonna make her like earn her stripes back.
Fuck that quitter. She quits and then she's gonna come back and you're hoping she's gonna come in and win the chamber.
I'm not saying win it, but have a bigger role in the match. She was the first one eliminated.
Well,
she was eliminated on a fucking roll up.
You know what? She was honestly, she's stupid enough to follow Sasha Banks right out of the company.
The point is, she was a big name in the company.
Just stayed and let.
She was a big name in the company. Everyone was happy to see her back when she was in the Royal Rumble. She didn't do much in the Rumble because obviously
she's done absolutely shit.
Yeah, she hasn't done anything since, and now she's in the Elimination Chamber. She won her right into the chamber, and she looked like shit in the match. She didn't have much of a presence in that match. If you would have put anyone else in there, it wouldn't have changed. It wouldn't have changed anything. Is what I'm trying to say. And she was upset when she got pinned, and I'm sure she was visibly upset backstage. And I don't blame her for it. I think signing the kind of contract I'm sure signed, she probably should have had at least a little bit of a bigger presence on the road to WrestleMania, especially if she's not going to be part of WrestleMania in any capacity. They should have at least used her a little bit better than they have.
I'm sure she'll be part of WrestleMania. You know, WWE likes to, a lot of times, they'll do some type of multi-women tag team match.
It's time for me to take my pill.
It's pill time. Or it's drugs time.
Shut up, Siri, you cunt.
Oh.
I'll take my pill in a minute. I need to get up and get another drink.
That's funny.
Kai says, mine is only John Cena. That's the only player that I know of. Yeah. Naomi first one eliminated. Eliminated on a roll up after Tiffany Stratton caught her after they did like a move off of the pod in the corner.
Didn't you do a swanton off the pod, right?
Yeah, to the outside, but then she was going for another move off the pod to the inside of the ring, and Stratton caught her and rolled her up for the pin. Liv Morgan, she looked good going into that match. Obviously, she wasn't going to win. The pay-per-view, in my opinion, was extremely predictable, which is another reason why I didn't care for it much. I mean,
to all the fans of Liv Morgan, cry me a river.
Hey, she's a fellow Jerseyan, damn it. I wouldn't mind seeing her back on top in the company again in some capacity. But
the only time she was on top was when she pinned Ronda Rousey. That's her call to fame. was winning the SmackDown Women's title over Ronda Rousey.
But so she was eliminated. Raquel Gonzalez looked really strong in the match. The only reason she was in the match was to have that big person presence in the match. The powerhouse.
Now here's the confusing part on like Raquel even being in the match in general and being back in the company in general. She had an eczema breakout just a few months ago. A really bad one. She posted it on Instagram. She was supposed to be getting treatment for it. How in the hell did she get enough treatment to be ring ready?
Must have either not. It must not have been as bad. It must not have been as bad as they were saying it was, or what they gave her must have been really strong.
3 months ago, like 3-4 months ago, she had a very bad breakout. It was causing her to not be, and she said it was the reason why she didn't want to do promos for a while. Like she had a really bad fucking breakout. So I'm wondering, like, how is she? Did she have like some type of like treatment done where it required like a skin graft or something?
Sasha Banks was not at the Elimination Chamber. She's going to be. She's already signed with AEW.
Yeah,
exactly. She's gonna be announced on March 13th.
Just look at the teases on the buildings for big business. They spelled Boston with 2 S's. Come on now.
They spelled Boston with $2 let alone S's.
Exactly.
So yeah, she's signed with AEW already.
Yep.
You remember the Rock and Cena? That's it, but I can't remember anyone else. Yeah, you're talking about a long while ago, Kai. So Raquel Gonzalez, she had a good showing in the match. She was, I think, the second to last one eliminated because it came down to Tiffany Stratton and Becky Lynch. They had a back and forth.
Was the second to last eliminated. Yeah.
They had a bit of a back and forth, and it ultimately came down to Becky winning. Again, very very predictable. We pretty much knew that Becky was going to be facing.
They might as well just not have had the chamber match.
Facing Rhea.
Spoiled that during the press conference for Mania.
So after that, we had the tag team title match. It was the New Catch Republic. New Catch Republic, Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne versus the Judgment Day of Damian Priest and Finn Balor with dickhead Dom Mysterio ringside.
I heard that like Finn Balor like fractured his finger during that match or something.
I think he dislocated it.
Well, either way, New Catch, whatever. The new tag name for British Strong Style, I don't like it.
I don't like it either.
There'll always be British Strong Style to me. Even without Trent Seven, they're always going to be British
Mania
Strong.
chatter. You guys think it'll be? You guys think it's going to be boring? I don't know about Mania yet. We're gonna definitely talk about Mania before Mania happens. But I can tell you right now, I thought this Elimination Chamber pay-per-view was kind of boring because it was very predictable. Nobody was going to lose their belts before WrestleMania.
No.
Mysterio obviously got involved in the match. He got ejected from the match. Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne, they had a decent showing. I'm not a big fan of...
Like I said earlier. But
I'm not a big fan of tag team wrestling as it is. So... what we got is what we got. And I thought it was an alright match for what it was. I'm just sick of this whole Judgment Day fucking stable already. It's been going for what, 3 or 4 years now?
It's been going on for about...
I think they're doing just fine with Judgment Day.
I think it's getting fucking stale. It's the
same.
I've
been stale.
It's the same shit.
It's the Bloodline storyline.
It's the same shit. Mysterio gets in the fucking middle of it, or somebody gets in the middle of it. Someone interferes to help them fucking win, or the best thing going for this fucking stable storyline right now is R-Truth.
That's what I was gonna say.
And that's the thing. I think the whole thing's gonna fall apart once R-Truth and The Miz win the tag titles of Mania against the Judgment Day.
Oh yeah, I'm hoping that's what happens.
I think they're building to.
I hope that's what happens.
Should just Well, they should have just continued to let R-Truth think he's part of it, and like use him as like a pawn. And see, I love that graphic they would put. They would have like the four of the people of the Judgment Day, and then they pop R-Truth in there too, as it was really funny on the
You also have to remember,
graphics.
our Truth is almost 50 when you think about it.
Is he that old? Is he really?
He's been wrestling
Yes.
since December of '97. Yeah.
Damn, I didn't know he's been wrestling that long. I've only known him
Yeah,
since his K-Quick days in like the early 2000s.
Yeah, he was already wrestling for 3 years by then.
So we had the tag match. Judgment Day wins. Big fucking deal.
He'll be like 50 by the time his 30th anniversary rolls around in wrestling.
We had the men's chamber match next because Rhea Ripley, being in her home country, obviously got the main event treatment for that, even though the match really didn't deserve it.
I mean, she was already given the main event by a news outlet anyway back in November. They let that fucking slip on Australian news, and I'm like, well, shit.
They probably did that on purpose to sell tickets.
That was the whole point.
Yeah, so the men's chamber match had a little more unpredictability to it, so it didn't seem as fucking cut and dry. You had Logan Paul, you had LA Knight, Kevin Owens, Randy Orton, Drew McIntyre, and I know I'm missing one.
Bobby Lashley.
Bobby Lashley, again, the token black guy, unfortunately eliminated first. Again, having like no impact in the match. The biggest spot he had.
He was already he was kayfabe injured going into the match by the Final Testament.
He had a kayfabe elbow injury going into the match. His biggest spot in the match was when he speared Logan Paul through the pod, and I think he speared Kevin Owens through the other one, right?
Yeah.
And that was it. That was his big moment in the whole fucking match, and he got eliminated first.
Mm-hmm.
Then a little later on in the match, AJ Styles somehow found his way into the ring, and he interfered and beat the shit out of LA Knight with a chair. Hit him with a Styles Clash on the chair, and he got eliminated. I do want to say about Kevin Owens, though. They mentioned that he fulfilled a Make-A-Wish Foundation thing where a kid asked him to use a chokeslam in the match, even though Kevin Owens usually doesn't do a chokeslam.
Well, he still did it.
Well, yeah, I'm saying that's what I'm saying. It was pretty cool that he did it.
Yeah, I was like, him doing a chokeslam? I'm like,
it's pretty cool that they let him. Now, it's pretty cool they let him do it like early on in the match to get it out of the way. But I feel like that choke slam would have meant more if he would have did it in like a big spot in the match that would have like maybe eliminated somebody.
Or like do it like on the steel on the outside.
Or it would have been cool if
padding on the outside now for safety.
Yeah,
reasons.
But it still would have hurt a little more. Or it would have been cool if he would have did that choke slam off the top of a pod. That would have looked fucking insane.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But it was pretty cool that they let Owens go out there and do that. I think it was like the first move of the match that he did actually when he got in there.
Yeah,
I think that was like the very first move. That was his like very first move.
It was
now when you think about it like this. When you think about it like this, you had the Kabuki Warriors beat a hometown hero in Indy Hartwell, who's also from Australia, on the pre-show. But you send the fans home happy by having Rhea, who's also an Australian, win on the main show. I'm like, what the fuck is this booking?
We didn't get there yet. So yeah, we had Bobby Lashley get eliminated. AJ Styles got into the cage and beat the shit out of LA Knight with a chair. Styles Clash on the chair. He gets eliminated. Kevin Owens eventually gets eliminated not too long after that. Logan Paul then gets taken out by Randy Orton with an RKO. He does not. But
he left the door was left open for way too damn long.
He did not exactly leave the cage. He did, but he technically didn't. It came down to Drew and Randy Orton, and you had a feeling like you pretty much knew it was going to be Drew McIntyre the way the storyline was going. But they were teasing Randy versus Seth Rollins, which would also be a pretty cool match at Mania. They're like, okay, this kind of can be anyone's match, and then Logan Paul gets back in the ring with the fucking Nux and blasts Orton in the face, taking him out. Drew McIntyre wins. Not exactly a predictable way that the match ended, but the predictable person won that match. And then you had the women's title match, which, in my opinion, was a little better than I thought it would have been, but I kind of still didn't care for it.
Well, everything was predictable, like you said before, because it was like
Rhea Ripley was not going to lose her title before WrestleMania. No. That's the only reason why she won the match, because she was not going to lose the title. And especially if she was the main draw for the show, there's no way they were going to have her lose.
Dude, imagine what would have happened if Nia Jax won there in the main event.
Oh, that fucking place probably would have rioted.
EJ, send your friend to my channel too. I'm planning on getting some content up there again.
But
thank you, EJ, and thank you, Phantom Kai. I appreciate that as well.
Hey everyone, good night. Thank you for letting me on your channel. I hope to see you guys again. Oh, subscribe to the channel, Kai. We do this podcast every 2 weeks. I am predominantly a gaming channel, though. So if you subscribe to this channel, you'll see me streaming at least 4 or 5 days a week, various different video games, uploading different video games, opening Pokemon cards, and stuff like that. You got Casey and Kratos channels. Their links are down below.
So you'll talk about our channels very quickly, but you won't go in detail.
You have your own plug, dickhead, at the end of the show.
Well, I mean, I got a new sub. I need to tell her what she needs to know about my channel. I mean, I do more.
You record video. You record video games terribly. That's what you do.
Oh, fuck you! You're a dickhead.
Oh man! Oh Jesus!
I'm putting my 2 weeks notice in. This is my last show.
All right, bye.
That's all right, because that's totally fine. I asked my friend if she wants to be part of the show anyway. I'll gladly have her replace you.
We'll have a female presence on the show for once.
You know what? That wouldn't be a bad idea to have a female presence on the show.
I asked her if she wants to join the show, but I know right now, obviously in her living situation, being away in university, she doesn't have her own room, so I can understand that. Maybe when she goes back home in the summer, maybe she'll join us for a couple of shows. That'd be pretty cool. We'll see. But that's a few months. That's a few months away.
UTech USA. Oh shit.
Yeah, look at TSS says that I'm pulling a Rich from Review Tech USA.
I heard about that yesterday, but yeah, we talked about that last night on Casey's channel. About as much as we could, but Rhea Ripley, Nia Jax to close out this fucking show. It was a better match than I thought it was. I mean, Nia Jax still isn't a great wrestler because of how fucking big she is.
The whole thing was like watching Razor Ramon and Vader trying to do power moves on each other. Just both wrestlers are sloppy as fuck in the end, though.
The whole thing, like Kratos said that they had that spot with Nia Jax, they zoomed in on her ass during the half crab. Again, I think that's because earlier in the match when she missed the spot, I believe she missed a leg drop or she was dropped on her ass, and the whole crowd just erupted in a "my hole" chant, which did make me smile, I will admit. Nia Jax at one point in the match nailed a leg drop across the back of Rhea's neck. She put Rhea Ripley through the announce table outside the ring after a Samoan drop that didn't break the announce table, surprisingly.
Wow.
She put her through the announce table, jumping off of one of the computer chairs with a sloppy-looking elbow drop, but it did the job. I think it would have looked
That's a
better. It would have looked better if she would have jumped off the barricade, and I don't know why she just didn't do that. It would have been safer anyway, because she was.
Who, Naya?
Yeah.
You
she's
really
stupid
think
as
that
fuck.
barricade's gonna fucking hold her ass
Yes.
standing on
You
it?
who? Well, yeah, I think that would hold her better than that freaking
Especially with
chair.
She can
especially
barely keep her fucking balance on the fucking chair.
the chair had wheels. That's what I'm saying. She would have been better off jumping off the barricade.
I agree with the Rose. It would have been
And
better.
and she would have had a little more height on the elbow drop. It would have looked better.
Well, she's just retarded.
Oh,
shit.
Jesus Christ.
What? Well,
There goes that word, and there goes possibly half our viewership. And we got 9 people watching.
We had 11.
Oh,
Thanks, Casey.
12. We had up to 12.
well, honestly, they need to fire her again. That woman.
That's
is
not going to happen. The Rock is on the TKO board of directors. That woman is protected for the rest of her life.
She's not even blood related to The Rock at all.
She's still his family. You don't think he's going to
No.
protect her?
EJ, you have just a heads up. Me and my fiance are sharing a Twitter account, so if you want to find us there, I'll post the Twitter in the chat. Hold on.
So, in the end, like I said, that match was better than I thought it was. Nia Jax hit an Annihilator, which is apparently now her new finishing move. It's basically a fucking sit-down Vader bomb. And Rhea kicked out. She went for a second one. She missed. Rhea Ripley eventually got her up for the Riptide, which is just a fucking pump handle slam.
It shouldn't be the Annihilator. It should be the Botcher, because that's all that woman does is botch stuff and hurt people.
So the pay-per-view went off again. 4 matches on the main card, 2 men's, 2 women's, which I'm all fine with. 50-50 split, but with the pre-show it's then 60-40. You have as big of a roster as you have, and for as much as you are making that show out to be, you get only 4 matches, all predictability. You only get 10 men. Now, I'm sure, Seth Rollins would have wrestled if he wasn't injured. CM Punk probably would have wrestled if he wasn't injured. I get that. Bronson Reed was supposed to be there, but he had his child was born. So he wasn't there. Bronson Reed is also Australian.
Well, I got a question for you.
Roman Reigns is
guys.
Roman Reigns, so obviously he wasn't going to wrestle. The Rock wasn't going to wrestle. Cena wasn't going to wrestle. But they could have booked more. They could have booked at least 1 or 2 more matches to give people. Because when's the next time you think they're going to go to Australia again? Another 5-6 years from now?
No, I'm thinking it'd be more often. I think it'd be like every couple of years.
To
Probably.
me, the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view was literally middle of the road. It was a 5.
Dude, look how
it was a 5.5 out of 10 for me. It certainly wasn't amazing. It was serviceable, barely. It was predictable, and it was partially boring. In my opinion.
I honestly think they're gonna do more of these pay-per-views outside the country. I mean, they're doing
it's looking
it more
that way this year, yeah. That's for sure.
So, I think they're gonna probably definitely return to Australia like in 2 years, and then waiting another 5. I mean, like,
what I want to see them do again, if they're going to go to Australia, I want to see them go back to Japan. That's what I want to say.
No, I agree. I think that's a great idea. I mean, that's a great point.
Because the last time they went to Japan was in 2016, so it's been even longer since they've been there. And that was for a meeting. That was for a meaningless show that literally had no fucking build to it.
Wasn't that the one where
it was Beast from the East?
Yeah, Beast from the East.
That show had no build. It was a one-off thing. It wasn't part of their yearly pay-per-view schedule. That show.
It was a glorified house show.
Yeah, that show sucked. And they Japan deserved better. But yeah, there's the WrestleMania in London is being teased, so I don't doubt they're gonna start doing more of their PLEs outside of the U.S. But they're not gonna go.
And I
They're not
think,
gonna visit all the major countries every fucking year or every couple of years. That's just not gonna happen. The only reason
well,
they're doing
probably,
Saudi is because they have that contract. I
and
guarantee
how
you,
much?
once that contract is up, they're not going to go to Saudi for a while.
Well, I'm sure Saudi is like, okay, we spent a lot of money on WWE for these 10-year deals. I mean, it's up to the Saudis want to do another round. I mean, if they were making good money off of it and they enjoy it, maybe they'll re-up for another 5-10 years. But WWE, I mean, they made a shitload of money from the Saudi shows. I think they were saying,
Beast from the East tour capture. Yes, that was the first time Brock Lesnar squashed Kofi Kingston.
Yep, back when Kofi was heel.
I mean, Saudi Arabia probably get more often pay-per-views for WWE because they just opened that WWE Experience place, which is basically like the modern day WWF New York. So they'll
was it a restaurant?
no, it's minus the restaurant. It's pretty much everything but the restaurant.
So it's like an access.
Yes, it's called
Okay.
WWE Experience.
I think that's not a bad idea. I mean, they
So
should do
I
that.
could see Saudi Arabia. If they don't sign a new deal, they'll probably go out there. Maybe not every year, but maybe every 2 years at the very least.
Yeah,
But,
definitely.
Yeah, I could definitely see them touring the world a lot more often with these PLEs because they're certainly experimenting with that this year for sure.
Well, I still thinking they might re-up, or at least they might try, because aren't they getting like $50 million per show?
I don't think it's that
So
much. I think it's 50 million total. 5 mil. I think it's
no,
5 million a show. I think.
no, I thought I heard 50 million a show.
So, bottom line, guys, to me, the Elimination Chamber pay-per-view was not worth staying up to watch live. And if you watched it live, I feel bad for you. What did you guys overall think of the pay-per-view as a whole? Like, what would your rating be?
I'm gonna let Kratos go first because I hardly even watched it.
4 out of 10, less than average.
Wow, Kratos scored it lower than I did.
I mean, I gave the fucking Rumble a 3 out of 10.
Oh, you're out of your mind right there.
Man, bullshit.
that Royal
The
Rumble
men's
wasn't
Rumble put me to sleep for
I thought
10
that
whole
Rumble.
slots.
I thought that Rumble was good.
That pay-per-view was
The
awful
men's
too.
Rumble put my ass to sleep.
I had to go back.
Oh no, watch along I was on.
No, that Royal Rumble pay-per-view was not all that good either. That was probably one of the worst Royal Rumbles ever.
Give that shit a 3 out of 10.
3 out of 10.
Fuck that Rumble. I fell asleep when Ludwig Kaiser started walking to the ring very casually, as if he's trying to avoid getting fucking hurt.
Looks like Tour Capture was given. Looks like Tour Capture was given the Chamber a 2 out of 10. Jesus.
Well, I'm wondering. I got an idea. Do you want, maybe they need to move Elimination Chamber from February to March and have February completely.
No, there's always been not a major pay-per-view, but there's always been a February show in between Royal Rumble and WrestleMania.
Well, I mean, but you could have a bunch of matches to fill out these Elimination Chamber spots, make it a little bit more.
That's kind of what they did.
Yeah, but the problem is that it felt like there were some people in that should have been in that match, like Logan Paul should have been in there. I feel like it's kind of like how the Rumble. I feel like
Logan Paul was only in that match because he's a YouTube megastar. And he's
Logan Paul's only in the match because he couldn't be seen with the fucking Rock because of the Suicide Force bullshit from 2016, I believe. Because the Rock even didn't want to deal with his ass then.
So he was in that match because he's a U.S. champion right now, and he's a YouTube
A U.S.
megastar.
champion since October and only had one defense.
Yeah, he's definitely losing. He's losing that belt. Hopefully, I don't know. Obviously, we don't know who he's facing yet.
You have to remember, SmackDown only had the women's title for 3 whole months for people to fight for.
That's pretty much
you
all
didn't
they
have
had.
The U.S. title.
They still
you didn't have the world title. That's the problem.
They have that now.
The main storylines. No one gave a damn about Logan Paul winning the belt. All they cared about was all they really wanted for WWE was him getting clicks and likes on their channel because he's posing around with the U.S. belt like he's fucking Shawn Michaels and Sammy Guevara.
The problem, this was Vince's.
He fucked with that belt on. He fucked his own girlfriend with that belt on, like Sammy Guevara did with Tay Conti.
Oh,
he
really?
showered with that damn belt. He got it appraised by an appraisal guy he really wanted to make sure it was real gold on that damn belt.
Well, he tried to pawn it, or
well,
sell
at least he did with that belt more than Paige did after she came all over it.
No, it was a dude that came on that belt, not her.
He used it as a damn cum rag. Let's get that out of the way.
You're gonna tell me she's getting railroaded by 2 guys at the same time as she didn't come all over that belt too? Come on now.
Jesus Christ.
At least Logan Paul had the decency to wash it afterwards.
No,
I don't know about Sammy and the TNT title though. That was a bit sus.
Hold on, if you saw that footage of her, she was getting a facial at the same time with.
You son of a bitch, dude! You saying that on YouTube, man? Damn it!
Damn it! You don't have to describe it, Casey.
Jesus Christ! We got females in the chat.
Well, I mean, you guys were saying the same.
I said enough. You don't have to describe the actions that was going on.
You described it. I said cum rag. You described the whole situation.
I think that's worse to call it cum rag than that.
It was. It was one. This is better than saying.
Yeah, but I think that's worse to call that.
Put on the fucking video.
Sosie, save me.
Well, I feel like, no, that's the worst thing about was done when someone came on it.
Hey, but I said, at least Logan Paul had the decency to wash it afterwards.
Exactly.
I mean,
and did not post for Playgirl magazine like Shawn Michaels did when he had the world title.
Well, I mean, J-Man did the same thing with the monetized this belt in the same pose.
That's because he stole it from Drew.
Honestly,
legit stole it from Drew.
Oh, dude, when I got that belt from when Drew sent it to me, dude, it smelled like cigarettes.
Jesus Christ, Casey! I was gonna ask you if I had to mute that.
No, I wouldn't say something stupid. Like, I'm just saying.
No, you totally wouldn't say something stupid, but you just did 10 seconds ago.
Exactly.
But no, the belt smelled like it was just covered in cigarette smoke because, I mean, that's what J-Man does. He chain smokes in his truck, so that belt was just like it needed a cleaning so badly.
I'm sure.
Jesus, goddamn, dude. Hey, Casey didn't specify he could have been talking about makeup. Not even 30 seconds later. Me. Never mind, Casey. I'm done giving you the benefit of the doubt.
I still don't think I said. I think you calling it cum rag is a lot worse than me saying it's.
It's actually more tame than what you said. Damn.
All I said is that she was getting a facial.
You act like people who are old enough to know what sex is don't know what that fucking means.
I still think what you said was worse than I did.
I have no words.
Oh, man.
Kratos, take over the show for a minute so I can take my pills, please.
All right, all
Hold
right.
on,
Let's
what
talk
about me?
about the lowrider situation. So a guy
Hold
sold.
Why
What?
don't we wait for the Rose to do that?
No, he can
But-
go ahead and start. I'll pull up the
Well, I was
article
just
after I take my
gonna-
pill.
So obviously, some guy had Eddie Guerrero's lowrider
Mhm.
and sold it for 15 grand. All I can say is, what a fucking dumbass.
Well, the guy didn't know.
If you have Eddie Guerrero's lowrider and not know it belonged to him, but how much value that thing probably has, then the buyer is probably going to sell for another, like, a cool million at this point now.
He could have easily got 100 grand for that.
100 grand, dude. Eddie Guerrero's dead. That thing's worth at least $5 million.
No, I'm just saying, minus with Eddie being tied to it, he could have easily got 100 grand.
Like I said, just because Eddie's gone, its value on the market goes up exponentially. Like any artist who has famous work that died over the years. Like if you were an artist and you died, your value for your art is worth 3 times more.
I love when I was watching that video where Vanilla Ice is like, "This is his belt." Like, no, I mean, he won the WWE Championship, but that was his signature belt that came out a few years ago. I mean, recently. That was not his physical belt that he held. It was a tribute belt to him. But if it was like the physical belt that he won from Brock Lesnar, that's one thing. But that was his signature belt. Some guys like,
What, the one he threw into the crowd after he won at No Way Out?
Did he do that?
Eddie once did that, yeah. He threw a WWE title into the crowd a few weeks after he beat Brock at No Way Out.
Huh.
And then, like, more than likely, he got it back because fucking WWE security and all that shit.
Well, if they throw something out of the crowd, that should be like, well, I mean...
It's still their property. That's why I say that. It's still their property.
Well, I mean, it's like if you go to, like, a baseball show or baseball game or football game.
Baseball show? Wait. What kind of show is that? I've heard of a baseball game.
I meant...
He misspoke.
Hold on. I corrected myself, asshole.
You still misspoke. But continue.
I misspoke. But But if there's a baseball that got knocked out into the stadium, they're not going to say, "Hey, give us that ball back."
That's not true.
What do you mean it's
That's
not
called true? If you interfere. It's also called fan interference.
That's also
Hold on. If the ball goes out, let's say it was a foul ball. I mean, they're not.
If a fan reaches over, and tries to like mess with the catch, that's fan interference.
That's not what I'm talking about either.
No, I'm not talking about that. That's obviously stupid. I'm talking about if the ball flies out into the stadium as a foul ball, like where there's not a chance for the player to get the ball.
Mm-hmm.
Like that ball is fair game. Football, the players every once in a while they'll like throw the football in the stands.
If it's a foul ball, Casey, you're absolutely correct. But if it's a home run, sometimes they do get that ball back if it's a milestone home run.
Mm-hmm. Just like
I'd be like fuck you.
Mark McGuire's 70th home run baseball. Someone sold that for almost like $500,000.
Or to use a more recent event not last year, but in 2022, Aaron Judge's record-breaking 62nd home run. When that went into the stands, they got that fucking ball back real fast.
I'll tell you one thing: if I would got like a milestone home run in baseball, I'll get that ball and I'm leaving the fucking stadium. Like,
You do realize they'll probably track your ass down too, right?
fuck that shit. I'd be like, I'll tuck it in my pants and like, you have to grab it now.
Oh Jesus! You also have to remember, like, when it comes to Aaron Judge breaking that record, that was because he wasn't juicing like half the people in the '70s, like half the people in the late '90s, early 2000s were. That's why it's a clean record broken compared to
Well,
Barry
that's
Bonds,
well, no,
Mark
that
McGwire,
he
Sam
didn't.
Sosa.
No, he didn't break the all-time home run record. He broke the American League home run record. Aaron Judge.
It still doesn't matter. It was still set by Babe Ruth, who was the previous home run record up until '98.
Wasn't there the other guy who broke Faber's record? Is like where he held the home run record for a while, and then it was
Roger Maris did it.
Yeah, Roger Maris.
He had 61 home runs.
Yep.
So you guys started delving slightly into the topic of the lowrider situation.
Yeah,
so.
I call the person who sold it a fucking dumbass because he could have got at least if he's selling it to a random ass person, he could have bumped that price to fucking $5 million.
No, you're
for
out
Eddie
of
Guerrero's
mind.
car. I am
No.
not out of my damn mind. You have to remember, Eddie Guerrero's gone. Everything that has his name to it, or any artist that died over the years, the value for some of that shit goes way skyrocket high.
Usually it does, yeah.
If you're selling Eddie Guerrero's fucking lowrider for $15,000, you got fucking cucked out of your money.
Oh
you
yeah,
got fucking,
he
you
was
are
an idiot.
not. You got fucking like ripped the fuck off.
He was an idiot just selling his that lowrider for that low. Like it doesn't matter. I mean, like I said before, like even if Eddie wasn't tied to that, that was he. You should have got at least maybe $50,000 to $100,000 for that car. And then with
100,000 is still too low for me. I would have sold that for $5 million if I knew.
no, I'm saying with
as a fan of Eddie Guerrero, I would have sold that damn car for $5
I'm just
million.
saying without Eddie Guerrero being tied to it.
No, you're reading the title wrong, EJ. The title of the article is a $20 million rich rapper buys Eddie Guerrero's iconic lowrider car for an insanely cheap price. WWE star Eddie Guerrero left this world at a young age in November 2005, and it was one of the most tragic incidents in pro wrestling history.
Died of heart disease at age 38.
Yep, in-ring superstar
Heart
was found
disease.
dead in his home in Minneapolis. I thought he was found dead
Home? He was dead in
his
the hotel
room. Yeah, that's what it says.
Yeah.
In Minneapolis, and his death is something that is still fresh in the minds of everyone in the industry. Even though it was over 18 years since Eddie left this world, he's still loved and remembered by fans. Due to this, they show keen interest in everything related to his legacy in the pro wrestling world, as well as things related to his family in a similar way. The recent incident has again made Guerrero the talk of the town. Excuse me. Oh, sorry. I tried to mute. It didn't work. It started after the WWE Universe got to know that the late wrestler's iconic lowrider car had been sold to Vanilla Ice, as a fan came to terms with the news that the 56-year-old American rapper now owns Eddie's car. Technically, it was not Eddie's car. It was just used on TV by Eddie Guerrero. It was not his car.
Oh, that was not Eddie's car?
No. It was used on TV for his entrances, but he did not own the car. They started wondering how he got its ownership. So let's see. The answer to this question was shared by Ice through his YouTube channel, as he described that he had acquired one of Guerrero's lowriders. In fact, Vanilla revealed that he was able to buy it for an insanely cheap price. The rapper further mentioned that this car could have easily fetched 6 figures, due to its connection with the pro wrestler. But he also showed his happiness at getting it for just $15,000, which is just insane.
Well, I mean, he was smart enough to play the guy. I mean,
Now,
it,
we don't know who the other owner was. We don't know if he was a wrestling fan or if he even knew what he had, because it sounds like he didn't. Especially what this article doesn't tell you is the person who had the car before Vanilla Ice bought it invested $30,000 worth of work into it and sold it for half of what he put into it. That doesn't even include what he fucking bought it for.
Like I said, the dude's a fucking dumbass.
Like, how do you go and do that? You buy the fucking thing. We don't know how much he got, how much he got that car from. But if you're buying it from WWE, I'm sure he didn't get it for a fucking steal. He put $30,000 into the car and then let it go for half of that.
well, I mean, I know when
Eddie
you get like an investment, a lot of times you put a lot of money.
Eddie used that car on TV. He posed in magazines with that car when he was champion. So that car is legit, as legit goes. The car had a belt. Wasn't Eddie's actual belt, no. But it still had a belt that was supposedly being appraised to be worth at least $5,000. That came with the car. So, honestly, I feel like the guy just did not know what he had.
Oh, definitely not. I think, well, a lot of times when someone puts have a lot of money into the investment like that, you're not gonna. A lot of times you're not gonna see that coming back out. I mean, you could say my collection is an investment, but I mean, there's going to be some point it's like the baseball card, uh, the prices where I mean they were worth a ton of money at one point, and then the market of it crashed. Where the
Card
baseball
collecting
card,
is very hard because the prices on sports cards and Pokemon cards and Yu-Gi-Oh
hmm
cards and stuff that fluctuates on the fucking regular.
and
It
not
is
only
very
that, you
hard to
had to
be a
work,
card collector.
and you had to worry about fakes too. I mean the the market on stuff like this fluctuates. So I mean the guy should have been a little bit smarter what he had,
Absolutely.
but I mean still being tied to Eddie. I mean I thought when he was doing all those when he came out with a new lowrider every week on SmackDown, I was like, okay, yeah, that's not. I'm sure he had a couple lowriders, but I was pretty sure they were getting like someone's lowrider from that location, you know.
Well,
So
they probably bought it off a lot because apparently they use the same car, and I'm going to get into this. It says fans have been reacting heavily to the news of the ownership change of Eddie's lowrider. The reason behind it is the memorable moments he had with this car in the WWE throughout his career. In the Triple H-led promotion, Eddie Guerrero used the vehicle on numerous occasions for iconic moments. And there's a link here to a YouTube channel WWE uploaded top 10 Eddie Guerrero moments, and you can see him with the car right there. So there you go. It's crazy. I mean, look, man, I am certainly not putting Vanilla Ice down for getting an insanely good deal on what he bought because
he was smart.
I also do that. In this story, I've told you guys this before. I'm sure you and Kratos heard this story before. But I remember this story just reminded me of the day I ripped off a video game store. When I bought my Sega Dreamcast for $25 when it was at the time they were going for at least like $300, loose out of box. And I saw one in the store, and I'm like, yo, how much you selling this for? Guy said $25. I said sold. And I asked him, I said, is this the other one you had left? He goes, yeah. I said, not anymore. And I did not say anything, and I did not tell them what they had and what they should have actually sold it for. I took that console and I walked out with it in 3 games.
Well, I mean, see, that's the thing. If you're if you're if that's your business, what you're doing, you should know what you have. Like if you're going to like some of these stores I go to, like these vintage stock chains, like they're not gonna know what the fuck they have.
PSA, guys, if you're looking to sell something that's worth a lot more than what you're selling it for, make sure you know the value. Make sure you know the value of it before you sell it.
Exactly. I mean, especially if you're gonna put money into it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yep. I don't feel bad for the guy if he got played.
I don't think Vanilla Ice played him. I honestly don't. The fucking Vanilla Ice has $20 million. You really think that he was trying to chew this guy down for a cheap price on a car? He could have afforded any price that fucking guy would have threw at him.
If you listen, he did, because the guy wanted at least $30,000 or $25,000, and he used a phone call to his buddy that was there, saying, "Hey, like trying to act like play it down so he could lower the price down to 15." So I'm like,
what's the best thing Vanilla Ice can do in that low rider? Play Ninja Rap from Ninja Turtles Part 2. He can just play Ninja Rap in that damn car. Go Ninja, go Ninja, go Ninja, go Ninja. Yeah, I got fucking problems myself, Chet.
So, I mean, still, the guy still didn't know what he had, because he would have.
Oh no.
He should have never.
Across with his ass too.
He should have never even offered to sell that car for $25,000 even.
No.
Vanilla Ice. First of all, Vanilla Ice is a dickhead. Then if he did chew him down to 15, because he was already getting a steal on the offer that the guy was proposing. Yeah. Vanilla Ice has $20 million fucking dollars. He don't need to be a cheapskate like that.
Yeah, but I mean, hold on. Like, it's what I heard is that he used either he was or his father was a used car lot salesman. So I'm like, and it was in his blood to negotiate. So I mean, do I?
You have $20 million. You don't need to chew somebody down on a fucking iconic car that's got fucking television history to it, tied to a guy that was loved in pro wrestling.
Exactly.
The guy could have said no.
Especially when Vanilla Ice is a wrestling fan himself, which is probably why he bought the fucking car.
Exactly.
I'm just saying, the guy could have said no.
The guy should have never even offered the car for what he was selling it for. He should have offered a lot more.
Well, exactly my fucking point. He should have sold it for $5 million, considering who the hell he was selling it to.
I don't know if he would get 5. I don't think he'd get 7 figures for it, but he'd easily get 6.
That's what I was saying, about 6 figures. But like, if
I had Eddie Guerrero's lowrider, I would take very good fucking care of it, for one. And if someone wanted to buy it off me, 7 figures easy. 7 figures easy. Because that'll make sure. The reason why I say 7 figures is because if someone were to rip me off on a price and then they treat the car like fucking shit, then you're the one that's going to look bad as the guy who sold it when it was in good condition.
Now, do you think if JBL if one of those fucking limousines that JBL used with the bullhorns on the hood ever come out and be sold, do you think that would be as newsworthy as this? Because
no.
Fuck no.
I guarantee you.
No. Those are a dime a dozen in fucking Texas.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, I guarantee you those were probably local limousines that they just put that Longhorns on.
But it was always a white limousine, though. That's the thing. It looked like the same car every
Okay.
time.
Seriously,
Yeah,
those
so
things
hold
are a
on.
dime a dozen in fucking
Hold on.
Texas.
So
You got people who pump shot
well,
like
I mean, hold on. It's not like I guarantee you they did not send over to every town that same car. I mean, they would have to have a trailer just for that car.
Who's to say they didn't?
I think
who's to
it's
say the
probably.
governor doesn't have a car like that? The governor of Texas, mind you.
I still think
Dallas
it'd be.
Cowboys, Jerry Jones has a car like that.
I still think it'd be cheaper.
It's a
Just
very common car for a.
I still think it'd be cheaper just to go to a local limousine place to rent it for one night and put those Longhorns on and then return it the same night. Then hauling the
It's
same
easy.
vehicle.
It's easy. Just throw a fucking pair of fake bullhorns on it.
Yes, that's what
Glue a
I'm
fucking
saying.
pair of fake bullhorns on it, and then you still have the limo.
All right, let me give you a better.
Let me
give you a better scenario. Stone Cold Steve Austin's monster truck that he used to run over the Rock's Lincoln Continental.
Oh, that's up there with fucking Bigfoot 5. That's not going anywhere. That's up there with fucking Bigfoot 5, and that's a fucking monster truck from St. Louis. I should know. I drive by it on the fucking highway every day as a kid.
So let me ask you this: if that monster truck ever is ever resurfaced by someone, a rich fucking iconic person like Vanilla Ice buys Stone Cold's monster truck, do you think that's just as big as Eddie's lowrider or even bigger?
Bigger.
Even bigger.
Because Stone Cold is.
Yeah, exactly. It's because of Stone Cold, the man who pretty much was the face of the Attitude Era.
Even though Steve Austin is still alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
how many times has he used that monster truck as of late? Hardly ever.
The one thing I didn't like when I was watching that video is when he would pull out that plaque of Vanilla Ice, and then he's like, and he's dead, like almost like he proud that he has some dead wrestler's car. I'm like,
well, he was saying that because of how cheap he bought the car for. That's why.
It just sounds. It just sounds wrong.
Well, he's emphasizing that the car was worth a lot more than he paid for it, and he knew that. And that Eddie Guerrero's dead, and that's part of why the car would have been worth a lot more than he paid for it.
Well,
he wasn't saying it to be disrespectful.
Well, the way he's made it sounds disrespectful.
You know what's disrespectful to a car, personally? Bam Margera's fucking Hummer. He bought that damn thing, and this was according to the MTV Cribs episode he had on him years ago. He bought that damn thing, never fucking washed it.
Wow.
Bam Margera, the skateboarder and Jackass star.
Okay.
Bought a Hummer, bought a red Hummer, and the episode it was on, the episode of MTV Cribs for the show, when he had his house, he showed that damn Hummer off, caked on fucking mud and dirt.
Okay, so I mean, the
Do you
guy.
think anyone's gonna buy that damn car when Bam Margera finally goes?
They destroyed that. Dude, they cut that thing with Knoxville. He took the back end of that off, so it's even worthless. It's even
That's
worse.
That's my point.
But
Bam Margera is alive, but everything he owns is fucking worthless because of his life choices. Eddie Guerrero, he got himself better at his life choices when he initially got fired. Because remember, he almost OD'd on WWE's watch. He was so drunk and on pills, he almost fucking overdosed on their watch.
Isn't Bam dead?
Well, no, Bam's still alive.
I thought he was dead.
No, he's in rehab. I think you're talking about Ryan Dunn. He's dead.
Well, anyways, guys,
Bam's just been having
He's had
drugs and
he's
alcohol
had like life
issues.
issues. He's got life issues. He's had life issues since Jackass essentially folded. But
We-
in the end,
But I'm actually hearing he's like 120 days sober right now. So
Good for him. Hey.
good for him. You get a golf clap. You get a
oh, you know
fucking
what?
golf clap.
That's
man.
pretty good. That's pretty good for him because he'll be in rehab for like 2 days and escape. While
That's another point. He can go to rehab but not attend the full rehabilitation process. So
That's
being sober for 4 months, you get a golf clap just because you can barely keep your own rehab process like going. That's just from his personal history.
Well,
Honestly-
we are hitting the hour and 40-minute mark, so we got one topic left to talk about. That is the state of video games in 2024. So whenever you guys are ready, we can hit on the last topic of the night.
well, the only thing I was going to point about Bam was kind of related to is God. What's that guy he used to hang out with? That was
Tony Hawk,
no, he was a heroin
his
addict.
Uncle Phil.
No, it was a friend. God, his buddy. I'm trying to remember it. He was a heroin addict, but he eventually got himself clean. I hated this guy, Novak. God, what's his name? I know his last
Scott
name.
Novak.
No, it's something Novak.
Okay.
But he
I'll tell you what though.
he was a heroin addict, but eventually he got himself clean to the point like he was trying to save Bam. So
Interesting.
yeah.
Well, considering that
Brandon Novak.
oh, Brandon Novak. Yeah, that name does sound familiar. No? Did anyone else, like, I don't know if I mentioned this before we move on to the gaming topic, who else heard about Hulk Hogan's future daughter-in-law getting in trouble with the law a couple months ago?
I don't.
She was arrested under a DUI.
Oh, that's a shocker.
Here's the fucked up thing. Here's the fucked up thing. She was handed the breathalyzer because the officer didn't think she blew hard enough. She said, "I'm a former porn star, so I in fact do blow hard enough."
Oh my god!
I was gonna say, is that what he said?
That was her actual response. That was the daughter-in-law's future daughter-in-law's actual response.
And this is Hulk Hogan's daughter or someone else's daughter?
His new wife's daughter.
Oh, his new wife's daughter. So his stepdaughter.
So,
Exactly.
Is this like his third wife now?
I think it's his fifth.
No, that's Ric Flair.
Either way, Hulk Hogan's still banned from AEW, him and his first wife.
You know what? Before we get to the video game thing, since you mentioned Ric Flair, let's throw out a little bonus topic real quick.
Oh no.
No, it's a good one. You're gonna like it, Casey.
Is it about Woo Energy?
No. Next week is AEW Revolution. It's Sting's final match. How do you think it goes?
Young Bucks winning.
Yeah.
Young Bucks win in the Tornado Tag match.
I think you don't think Sting goes out, retires a champion, nope. He don't win his last match?
Fuck no.
He's
been in tag matches ever since he came back.
He's gonna be the one taking the pin.
Exactly.
Oh, you really think he's gonna go out on his back? Come on, man.
Yes, he is.
I mean, come on.
It's either gonna be one or two things. Either Sting is the one who's gonna make the pin, or he's gonna be the one taking the pin.
Now, Casey, you were at Dynamite Wednesday. What did you think when Ric Flair stepped into Matthew and Nicholas's dressing room? Ugh.
Yeah, I actually kind of liked their new gimmick. their EVP heel gimmick. So
I fucking hate it. I didn't like them much to begin with, and I really don't like them now.
I actually really love it because
Well, what do you think in terms of this match? You know, Ric Flair, you know, was joined AEW to be along for the ride for Sting's farewell and his retirement, and now he's talking to the Bucks. Do you think he plays a role in that match with Sting losing?
yes,
Possibly. He doesn't have anything
Dude.
else to do in the company because, like, his son-in-law, his future son-in-law is out. So,
How many?
Yeah, he's back in
How many-
WWE.
yeah.
How many times did Ric Flair screw over Sting in WCW?
But
Too
I'm
many!
what I'm saying though, this is his last hurrah. So like, if he screws over Sting, it's not like there's going to be a wrestling angle made out of it because he's retired.
Exactly.
So like, what would be the point in Ric Flair interfering to cost Sting his last match and to make his retirement look real shitty?
Mm-hmm.
But they're teasing it. Do you think that actually happens?
I mean, the reason why I say, like, Sting is going to be the one taking the loss.
That's what
Aren't his
wrestlers
sons in the
do.
Nightmare Factory as well, being training to become wrestlers themselves?
I think so. Yeah, Sting's kids, I believe so.
Yeah. And weren't they also attacked by the EVPs when they first won the belts?
I know they were attacked. I don't remember if it was before or after they won the belts.
It was after I remember because it was after Darby and Sting won the tag titles because Sting was bleeding all over the fucking place on those white suits.
Well, so was Darby.
Exactly.
So you're thinking what? So you think Sting?
I think that's a good way to bring in Sting's boys as the first feud after Sting's retirement.
And you think Ric Flair's gonna have a hand in that too?
Possibly. That's the only way I see this whole thing making sense with Sting finally gone.
Well, talking about Ric Flair, has anyone on this call or in the chat tasted his drink yet?
Fuck no.
No,
I don't drink piss poor bullshit.
I don't drink energy drinks. Period.
I don't eat. The only thing I drink is those 5-hour energy shots, and I don't drink
I'll
those.
drink Monster and Red Bull before I drink that shit.
Well,
And it's only available to buy online. So there's also that.
EJ says, "Hell F no."
I think AEW is aware of how bad they are for people because they don't really advertise it anymore.
No,
they advertised it during like one match during Collision last night. One.
They advertise it still. I mean, they show it on the stage, and not only that, they have the cans on the announcer's table.
Oh, they still have the cans
Could
there.
have fooled me. I didn't see Kevin Kelly with one last night.
Yeah,
I didn't see Kevin Kelly drinking that shit last night.
No,
Neither was
they
Nigel. Neither was Tony.
No, they have it in the front of the tables.
That's what I'm saying. That was the commentary team last night.
I was gonna say I haven't seen them.
Kelly.
I haven't seen them on Dynamite either. The cans on the announced tables.
Well, they don't. I don't think they showed them like the table, like enough of the table so you see it.
Oh shit!
The announce table for fucking Collision was like ringside. I didn't see that shit.
Those cans. I was close enough to see those cans on those table, on their table on Dynamite and on Rampage.
Oh, maybe they were there, but I haven't noticed them there for a couple of weeks. But alrighty, well, we.
I don't listen to the Conrad. I don't listen to Conrad Thompson's podcast, TSS. So I don't know. I don't know what you mean.
I don't listen.
The people that listen to Conrad's podcast, all they hear about is Ric Flair's energy drink and chicken wing ads. So they must be. So someone must be buying them.
And I don't listen to any wrestling podcaster outside of JD from New York, and I don't really watch him that much either because he doesn't do much solo content anymore. I am not really a fan of his TNT show because I don't know. I just don't like Andrew Baydala. I think he's a bit of a dickhead. Fucking dickhead, in my opinion. And I don't care.
well,
I don't care for his Dynamite reviews with Jesse. I think JD's
you also
better
have
off
to remember
solo.
one thing. You have to remember one. Here's another segue before we start the gaming future of gaming thing. Anyone else hear about like fucking Mandy Rose and what someone did with her fan time account?
Fan time?
Her basically like it's basically kind of like OnlyFans.
I've heard of Fansly. Is that what you're saying?
No, fan time. It's actually like a more like contained OnlyFans. It's what got her fired because she didn't have actual OnlyFans beforehand.
I'd never heard of fan time. But anyways, go on.
Someone gave her $55,000 over the course of a couple of months to her fan time account. She said this in a podcast interview recently. Mandy fucking Rose got $55,000 from a fan over the course of a couple of months.
That's surprised. Those people are fucking weirdos. You ain't gonna.
I mean, even you have a problem with the hostess thanking you without your name even being said.
You ain't gonna see me simping that badly over somebody to the point where I'm just throwing money at them left and right.
No, not like that. I'm
just like, this woman is not putting out Karina Koff content. Come on now, grow up.
But you know what? I mean, that's a hustle that she's able to pull off. I'm like,
It's her post wrestling side hustle.
Yeah,
and she's making money for it.
Yeah, you know,
she's gonna be the next Amaranth, probably.
More power.
I doubt that,
dude. More power to her. I'm like, if let's say if you're in the same situation, let's say you're able to do that, wouldn't you want to do that?
No, like, because I have more self-respect for myself.
Like, if you could easily get some money and all you do.
My fiance doesn't even like being recorded. You think I'm gonna? My fiance doesn't even like being recorded. How do you think I feel on the situation?
Oh, I'm just saying, if it was me and I was able to do that, and especially the type of money she's pulling in.
Well, you're all for everything fucking Amaranth does, so of course you don't have enough fucking dignity to fucking have that any kind of self-respect like for your body.
My fiance doesn't even like being on a recording. So my baby, if they were on this call right now, they would be the most quiet as a church mouse type of person in the entire chat and on the platform.
I'm just saying, I don't blame her. I mean,
I'm not hating on her. Go ahead and make your money. I'm just saying, if that were me, no, I wouldn't do shit like that. If I was able to, because I have more self-respect than that.
Mm-hmm. I mean, money
all
talks.
I know is I'm just glad my
money don't talk. Money don't talk loud enough, Casey.
Money don't grow on trees more. Money don't grow on enough trees for me.
Come on, if you're able to, she's doing it at the right time when she's able to make this type of money. Like, she knows right now this is the best time for her to do it. If she waits until like 10, 20 years from now to do it, her time would have been past. So I don't blame her doing it. Like, mention Sonny can't pull this type of money anymore.
Sonny's in prison.
She's in jail.
I know. Well, I'm just saying before she went into jail. I mean, she was doing.
Did we get 10 likes, guys? We got 5. Let's get 10. Just saying.
We had 6.
Thanks,
Casey. We had 6. What the hell?
Well, I'm pretty sure that was Kratos' fault that we lost that like.
Bullshit, right. Dude.
Yep. Totally his fault.
It's Kratos 100%. I mean, Kratos, you gotta stop being too controversial.
Fuck you.
Yeah. But no, I mean, I understand what you guys are saying, but I'm not blaming her side hustle. Like I would do the same thing if I was able to do it.
Well, you're a douchebag. What can I say?
Hold on.
You are,
What's the
Casey.
douchebag about
We've
it?
seen who you follow on Twitter. We've all seen who you follow on Twitter. All plus
Hold
size
on.
women.
And
Okay.
now
That are
you
all
guys,
models.
I got a new sub tonight. Thank you guys for thanks for the new sub. I don't know who you are, but thank you. But
That's probably
Probably Phantom.
probably was Phantom. You're right. But let's just say, you guys know I follow an OnlyFans girl on Twitter. You don't see me
Oh, I
simping
know.
hard enough for her. I have not given that girl a dime, and I've actually liked her and followed her content since before she started doing things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways, I think we should try to get to this last topic now before we end up having a 3-hour show.
I don't mind. I don't mind a 3-hour show. Shit. I don't have to work until Wednesday, so I don't mind a 3-hour show.
I don't mind either, but I want to spend some time with my lady friend before she goes to bed. So
Fair enough.
I mean,
Let's
it's only a little after 9 p.m. for her, so I mean, she's got time, but she usually likes me to stream no more than 4 hours. So, but we're not going to have a 4-hour show. I'd like to stop in between 3 and 3.5 hours. But
unlike yesterday.
Unlike yesterday. Well, she was at a party last night. That's why she told me to stream as long as I want.
Oh, fair. At least you got the green light.
Unlike Casey, I remember Casey. You always got yelled at by your lady when you were on Drew's show late. You're like, "Oh, if I'm not off here by a certain time, she gets mad."
Yeah. Well, imagine if like that was before I went hardcore into making content. That was where I was just doing like just Drew and maybe a couple things every once in a while.
You were doing Cronin too. Oh my god, phrasing. Sorry.
I was doing.
You were doing
Cronin.
his show. You were doing Monetize This too at the time. I remember.
Not as often. Not quite a bit of time. Like I'll try to get onto the show.
No, but my point is, it was around that same time when your girlfriend used to bitch at you for being up late on shows.
Yeah. And then nowadays, I'm kind of to the point where, like, yeah, I used to like drawing, staying up till like 2 o'clock. Nowadays, I'm like, ugh. Like, I want to try to go to bed about midnight or early.
Right. Well, it's almost midnight for you, so that's why I said let's get through this last topic before we have a 3-hour show.
Well, hurry up.
Fuck you. Now, just for that, I'm gonna fucking. I want to play with my balls first for a little while. Let me play with my balls real quick. I gotta play with my balls now, man.
I mean, hold on.
Just think, hey, I got this. I can walk around the house, play with my balls whenever I want.
Well, you know what? That's why I'm doing the exact same thing. That's why I turned the camera off. So, I mean,
oh, you dickbag, creep.
Well, I mean, at least I'm not doing it where you guys can see it. I mean, then I would take the channel down. You know, I'm actually being nice and not showing it. You know,
just talking about it is fucked up, dude. Jesus Christ.
I gotta put my pants back on now.
Oh, Jesus.
All right. Well, last week was an interesting week in the world of video games. Xbox had that Xbox podcast. Can you even call it a podcast? It was only 24 fucking minutes long.
What I heard, it sounded very rehearsed.
It was only 24 minutes long. They were playing it up like it was going to be some kind of big fucking, not like a showcase, but like they did call it a podcast. And when you think of a podcast, you think something that's longer than that.
Yep.
They made it sound like there's going to be multiple topics and whatnot, and it was literally the one thing.
Ubisoft now has the accolade of having the first ever quadruple A flop in gaming. Yes, I went there. Skull and Bones, you fucking suck. You play like a fucking mobile game.
Are you surprised? I'm not. I don't like Ubisoft. I only like one fucking series.
And
from
the
them.
only reason the game was made is because a government pressured your asses into making the game after you pretty much stole from them and delayed the game longer than needed.
So they came out. They had their little thing on the. I want to say it was the 5th. It was the 15th, right? It was the day after Valentine's Day, and it was 24 minutes long. It was basically them announcing what had kind of been getting leaked beforehand. Xbox is starting to go third party,
but not completely.
They're not fully going third parties. They are giving up 4 of their exclusive titles to be allowed to be put on PlayStation now. Phil Spencer did not specify which games they were, but he did say they are in development right now. However, one of them we now know is Hi-Fi Rush, because a few days after the Xbox podcast, if you want to call it one, the developers of Hi-Fi Rush put out their own trailer of their game, and announcing in their tweet that it will be coming to PlayStation 5. When Hi-Fi Rush was originally an Xbox exclusive, so that one's out of the bag now.
Yeah, I think Sea of Thieves is next.
So we have 3 other unknown titles currently that will no longer be Xbox exclusive. We basically know it's not going to be Gears, it's not going to be Forza, it's not going to be Halo.
No.
It's not going to be the juggernauts that fucking keep Xbox afloat, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when PlayStation has Gran Turismo, so they don't need Forza. Really?
True.
I could see PlayStation, doing something with Halo because they don't have Killzone anymore. And they don't have SOCOM anymore, so that would be like a flagship.
PlayStation has Bungie, who makes Destiny 2.
Yeah, but Destiny is not... I don't know. It's also...
Destiny's at a low point at this point.
It's also not...
It's still going strong.
It was also never a console exclusive, like Halo. But anyways... Yeah, so we have 3 more titles that we don't know of what they are that will be coming to PlayStation. Then a few days after that, Xbox podcast, we had PlayStation coming out and saying, "Hey guys, we're not going to release any major titles until April 2025. Buy a PlayStation 5." Why would you want to buy a PlayStation 5 after reading that announcement if you don't already have one? I will never know.
I mean, you also have to remember, according to IGN a couple weeks ago, maybe a couple days ago now, Sony already said that like the PS5 is on its tail end of its
They announced, Sony said that too.
They're on the tail end of its life cycle.
They are on, Sony also announced that the PS5 is on their latter stage of the life cycle. Which we talked a little bit about this last night on Casey's channel, so some of you guys are hearing this again. It's a little redundant for you, but I did say that, if you look at the history of the PlayStation consoles, their life cycle is anywhere between 5 to 7 years.
This ain't even been 4.
Well, no, the next console is not going to come out anytime soon.
No,
Sony originally said, before the PS5 even released, they originally said something about 2026.
Well, that kind of lines up with some of those Insomniac games that were leaked as well.
So, if it's 2026, that's a 6-year life cycle. Because if you think about it, the PS1 to the PS2 was 5 years. PS2 to PS3 was 6 years. 3 to 4 was 7. And 4 to 5 was 7. So, if 5 to PS6 comes out in 2026, that's 6 years. So that's right in that time frame. And given that this November will start the 5th year of the PS5's life cycle, PlayStation is indeed correct in saying that the PS5 is in the latter half of its life cycle. So they're not wrong about that. Absolutely.
No, but people act.
They don't have that many exclusive games, though. Personally,
the PS5,
they have like a bunch of third-party games. How many first-party PlayStation games have come out for PS5 as of late? Think about that.
Not many, and
For
that's
exclusive to PS5.
not many.
Not many.
They had like 4. They had MLB.
Over
They had
5 years, you only have 4 exclusive
They
games.
had MLB The Show until 2 years ago when Xbox got cross-platform rights to that. So they lost MLB,
And that's on Game Pass.
Yeah.
For free.
Yup, that's on Game Pass. So yeah, they lost that. All they have now is Horizon, the Horizon game, not the racing. Not
If they
Forza.
make another one.
If they make another one, they have Uncharted. If they make another one, they have God of War. If they make another one, and they have
Last of Us Part 3 coming soon as well.
They have The Last of Us, so that's what 4 now. So Horizon, Uncharted, God of War, Last of Us. They have Gran Turismo. They have Spider-Man. That's it.
That's just 6.
And that's even
and how many of them had new games in the past 5 years almost?
Spider-Man, Gran Turismo.
Only God of War.
Spider-Man, Gran
Only
Turismo, God of War, and Horizon.
Exactly. Those 4 games all on PS5.
And we know
I don't even count the Horizon game that was exclusive to VR. That was a bullshit sham of a game.
Yeah, and I'm not counting a remake that did not need to be remade because it only came out 3 years ago.
Exactly.
You did not need a remaster of a game that already came out on PS5. You don't.
PS4 as well. I mean, they remastered it for the PS5, Pro? Supposedly.
Which isn't
Because you
even
have to
out
remember,
yet.
Last of Us Part 2 came out on PS4.
Right.
Before the PS came out.
And it also came out on PS5. They released it on the PS5 when the console came out.
I know. And they're doing the remastered version and still selling that damn game for $70.
Yep.
How do you justify that? You can't.
You know, a game that's only a couple years old does not need a remake. I'm sorry, nobody asked for it.
You even remade Last of Us Part 1, which was a 9-year-old game when it finally got remastered.
Which is fine.
9 years old.
Which is fine.
But you still sold it at $70. That's the problem. $70 for a 9-year-old game. No. No. That's a bullshit scam.
So Xbox had their announcement, and this was also coming off the heels of Microsoft firing 19,000 employees, some of which were on Xbox physical games department. And then they announced that some of their titles are going third party. Then PlayStation had their announcements about the console being in the latter stages of its life cycle. They also had the announcement stating that they're not releasing any major first-party titles until at least April of 2025. That's not saying that we're not going to have really good games come out from the third parties, because we do have Final Fantasy VII Rebirth coming out in just 4 days. Or 3 days now, because for me it's technically Monday. And then what do you got? What does PlayStation really have to look forward to after that? Right now, nothing. Not that I know of.
Exactly. They're banking it on Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
We just
being
had
their selling point for the rest of the fucking spring and summer and winter.
I don't know what they're planning on, later on. I mean, I don't know what games they're planning on later. I mean, the Wolverine game's not going to come out until at least next year, probably.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously,
and every other Insomniac game is more than likely being made for the PS6 at this point, according to their timetable. They got leaked as well.
Right, and now that we know they're not releasing any first-party games until at least April 1st of 2025, we now know the Wolverine game isn't coming out this year. So
exactly.
We have at least another 14 months or so before that game comes out.
You also have to remember that's April Fool's Day next year as well.
Right.
Think about it.
And by the way, April 1st next year will fall on a Saturday. So, video games don't drop on Saturdays.
They drop on Tuesdays or Fridays or Thursdays.
Very rarely Thursdays. Very rarely a Thursday. It's usually Tuesdays or Fridays.
Early release day for Friday for some games, like 2K24 for WWE. Early release, 3-day early release on March 5th.
So,
but again, who gives a shit?
So on top of that, we have the unannounced Switch 2, which we know basically at this point is in development. It just hasn't been announced
Didn't
yet.
they finally confirm that it was in development after
I don't think so because
after their partnership stream?
I don't know. I don't think so. No, from not what I've
Because someone leaked out that it's not coming out until at least next year.
right. Yeah, that's what I was getting at. After a few days ago, people started talking about the Switch 2 being delayed to 2025. It was originally speculated to be planned to be released this holiday for the holiday season, but now it's not going to be expected until at least March of 2025, which would start the new fiscal year. So, and I was always thinking that with the games they have coming out for Nintendo the rest of this year, with Thousand Year Door remake, and there's probably going to be at least one more Pokemon game to come out on the Switch. I was thinking
I heard that go ahead.
I was thinking that they weren't going to release the Switch 2 until at least 2025 anyway. We don't even know what this new console is going to be called. Is it going to be called the Switch 2? Is it going to be called the Super Switch, which I think that'd be a pretty cool name, as a nod to the NES days. But
I still predicting it's going to be called the new.
Oh, please no. Please no. They need to never use that tagline ever again.
I'll tell you what, though.
I'll bet money it's going to be more likely that than either the Super Switch or the Switch 2.
I hope
because
speaking of which, who else saw the trailer for the gameplay trailer for Silent Hill 2 remastered?
Yeah.
Do you think it was a good trailer? Because a lot of people hated it.
I don't care for the series personally, so I didn't really pay much attention to it.
I just know that the Silent Hill mini game, that I'm calling it a fucking mini game because that shit was barely even 3 hours worth of gameplay. 3 to 5 hours worth of gameplay over a teenager being fucking bullied and getting lost in Silent Hill.
Hey,
the one that was announced recently.
I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna walk Lucas, so I'll be right back.
All right. So Kratos, with all these announcements, man, how do you think gaming is going to look for us this year? It's not looking very good.
Well, with all the terminations that coming from everywhere, all the way to Embrace Your Games firing how many fucking people?
And that's another thing. All these gaming that's another thing. This month,
Embrace Your Games canceled almost 40 fucking games
this year so far in 2024, and we're still not through the second month of the year.
They canceled the Deus Ex game.
How many people have been fired? Game studios have been closed down already. Physical copies of games have been canceled.
Yep.
Games are now being announced to not being released this year.
Over 1,000 PlayStation games have been removed from the PlayStation Store.
Have
you heard about that?
No, I haven't. But there you go.
There was this one guy who did a YouTube short about it. Over 1,200 titles were removed from PlayStation Store recently. It pissed off people who even own those games, because now they have something that they can't even play anymore. They bought something they can't even play anymore, which is ridiculous.
Well, that's why we shouldn't have things only digital. There you go. No, I don't like it. And if you're gonna remove something,
there's already
the people that bought it should still be allowed to fucking play it.
I mean, the one thing that actually sounds interesting, and this is kind of sad. The Star Wars Battlefront original collection has been remastered.
Right. I was actually going to ask you if you watched the Switch Partner Direct on Wednesday, or since Wednesday, because that was actually announced on there.
Yeah, but either way, I want to see how 64-player maps would work on this day and age.
I want to know. I mean, the Switch Partner Direct
modern console.
The Switch Partner Direct, I really didn't care for it. There was like 2 things I liked. There was one game I liked that I don't even remember the name of it now, and the Super Nintendo, the rareware games that got added to the Switch Online catalog, which I'm sure you saw me streaming Killer Instinct the other night, which was pretty fun.
I did.
The version of the game I grew up with, raging at Idol, and telling him to stop taking it up the ass because he was making his grunting sounds, regaining his fucking health back, the cheap cocksucker that he is in that game. And yeah, I told him, like, you know what? I said, you sound like you're taking it up the ass, you 2-headed green asshole. But yeah, so all this news so far with gaming, it's not looking good for this year. This year seems like it's going to be a very slow year for us gamers, and we don't right now have much to look forward to. We have Pokemon Day on Tuesday. We're going to get announcements for Pokemon stuff. I would imagine we're probably going to get some kind of game announcement, and that's going to be the last major Switch release, I'm sure, before the new console comes out.
I wonder if it'll be the last major region. Then again, probably not because of the new what is it, like Sun and Moon Pokemon anime? Isn't it like Sun and Moon, right?
No, the Gen 9 anime just started last year in Japan.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, what's the name of it? I forgot.
I don't even know. I don't even think the English dub's even started yet, to be honest with you.
No, I mean that when they first announced it, because I know like supposed to be a Captain Pikachu that fucking talks.
Oh no,
there was speculation like if it was Ash's Pikachu.
Oh no, that's Detective Pikachu. That's totally something different. That's the
No, they had a something called Captain Pikachu in this anime. There's something called Captain Pikachu, and people were speculating if it was Ash's Pikachu, and he was going to make a cameo appearance in the show.
I don't know much about that, but I know the Gen 9 anime just started last year in Japan.
Yeah, after Ash's story finally fucking ended.
Yeah, and I don't even think the English dub of that started yet, so there's no way we're not getting
It hasn't. I think they have to go at least one whole season of it before they dub it for Americans.
We're not going to get Gen 10. It's highly speculated we're going to get another Gen 2 Johto remake, or we're going to get a Gen 5 Unova remake announcement on Tuesday.
I wouldn't mind either one of those. Shit.
And honestly, I think that's going to be the very last major Switch release before the Switch 2 comes out. And that's 2024 though is not looking good for video games. It's really not. Like,
I'll tell you what though, the TM thing where they went back to one single TM in the last gen, that really hurt fans.
Yeah,
that really
Gen
hurt.
9, yeah, with Gen 9, that was awful. I told you I would rewatch some of your content from that Pokemon series. I told you I would. That really hurt the fucking game the most. That's one
not
of
the glitches, not the many glitches. The fact that you only use one TM at a time hurt the game the most.
Yeah, they're not.
And that it wasn't unlimited like hidden moves.
Yeah, they took that away. I don't know why. Gen 5 was the start of that too. The unlimited TMs. Exactly. And I don't know why they removed it after fucking Gen 5 came out in what, 2010? 2000?
Yeah, I had a Nintendo DS and bought Pokemon Black.
It was, I believe, 2010. I bought
Pokemon Black that year. I got a bundle for it.
So in 2022, they went 12 years with that mechanic and then took it away.
Mm-hmm.
But
ridiculous.
I don't know.
My first Nintendo DSi.
What is there any other games you guys can think of off the top of your heads that are coming out this year that you're looking forward to? Because I can't.
I'd say
other than College Football 25 and Dragon Age Dreadwolf potentially, I don't fucking know.
My friend's college is actually in that football game. She told me
a lot of the colleges are.
She told me that the other day. She showed me the trailer of it. She goes, "My school's in this game." Nice. She didn't tell me the name of her school though, so I'm just speculating. Which one it is. I think I know which one it is, but I'm not sure.
That your female friend's in Alaska, right?
Well, she's in California in school right now.
Okay. She lives, but she's from Alaska?
Right.
Okay, that makes sense.
But I know what her vicinity is, so that's why I'm thinking I know what school is hers.
I'll keep my speculation to a closed mouth.
I'll tell you about it. I'll tell you about it.
Doctor school.
I'll tell you a little bit of what I'm speculating after we hang up. But
Okay.
I'm just saying I have my speculations, but I'm not sure which one exactly is. But
I just hope Dragon Age Dreadwolf comes out around the holiday season this year. Because there's supposed to be a full reveal in the summer.
What I'm waiting for is the next Forza Horizon game, the next Need for Speed game. We have, like I said, again, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth coming out in 3 days. We have WWE 2K24 coming out about 2 weeks
March.
after that.
Yeah.
Then we have MLB The Show 24 coming out a week after that. And then for me, I am all video gamed out until I don't know when. My friend wants me to play Madden with her, so I'll probably pick up the new one in August. But other than that,
pick up like college ball so that you can find out like which school she's a part of. So since she said it's in the game.
Well, I don't really know what school. I don't know what school she goes to. So even if I,
yeah, I'm saying like if she were, you know what? The reason why I say that is because she may want to play as her school in the game,
right?
If you were to play that with her, that would give away like what school she goes to.
At that point, she'll probably just tell me. I could even ask her what school it is. She'll probably tell me, but But anyways, yeah. So video games 2024. What are you guys thinking? It's not looking too good.
Not at all.
This year feels like it's gonna be it feels like it's gonna be a drought year. It feels like it's gonna be a year where it's gonna feel like next to nothing's coming out, and we're gonna feel hungry for something big by the time next year rolls around.
It's sad to the point where it's so sad that the drought of gaming is to the point where I'm actually hoping that like Destiny 2's final shape is actually good. Despite their own fucking like layoffs.
Speaking of, I didn't even bring this up. Sony was disappointed that the fiscal year
management.
Sony's disappointed that in the end of their fiscal year, they're not going to reach their goal of selling 25 million PlayStation 5 units. They're only at about 21 million right now, which is a little less than half of the total sold since the thing came out in the first place. People have been saying that this console generation is cursed, and I am inclined to agree. We had the pandemic.
Everything came out during the pandemic.
The pandemic certainly hurt it. Game sales across the board are down. I was looking at this last night on Casey's channel. The PS5 has only sold a little under 50 million units. The Xbox Series X has only sold a little over 27 million units. No, I'm sorry, a little over 25. It was 25.7 million, I believe. Which is not that much more. Which is not that much more than the OG Xbox back in 2001, which sold 24 million units in 4 years.
The
Xbox is doing really bad right now. PlayStation is doing the worst they've ever done.
Good.
Nintendo is still Nintendo, though. They're fucking flying high. With over 130, probably somewhere near 133 million consoles sold by now. I don't think they're going to hit 150, but I think they're going to hit maybe 135 at the very least.
Tia says there's a new Super Monkey Ball game coming out this year. I didn't even know
that's the game I was thinking of. Yes, Super Monkey Ball, Banana. I forgot the name of it. Banana something. I'm looking forward to watching Vinesauce play that because I like watching Vinny play those kinds of games because he gets mad at them and it makes me laugh.
I just want confirmation that Dragon Age Dreadwolf is coming out this year, and then I'll fucking pre-order the shit up. and
So
then buy everything involved with it. Strategy guides, if they still make those.
I got the Tekken 8 DLC to look forward to. I got the rest of the Mortal Kombat 1 DLC to look forward to. I got Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth coming out.
Will you
2K24.
be playing that on stream?
Probably not.
God damn it.
I mean, if you want to make a request out of it, I guess I kind of have to, but I do take.
I mean, I would love to see
I-
someone outside of like my usual crew to play something
I
like
do.
that.
I do take requests. That's why I said my friend wanted me to play Madden 24 the other night, and she was talking to me about doing. If I kept on playing it, she said we could potentially be in an online league. I'm like, well, how would that work? And I'm like, well, I only plan on playing this once, and then I couldn't log into it because I don't know my EA account connected to my Xbox account. So, yeah,
I don't think that's usually needed.
it is for the Game Pass version.
Ah,
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yep.
Because
So-
if you bought it like outright, you don't need it. You won't need it after if you buy the new one.
so that's why I said I'll just wait and play the new one with her, and me and her will set up an online league, and I'll probably talk to her about having my brothers in it, and we'll have a good old time. But
Yep.
yeah. So video games 2024, Casey. We really haven't gotten your opinions on this. So what do you think? Gaming in 2024. I know we talked last night about this a little bit, but how are you feeling about the state of video games this year, and what are you looking forward to? Is there any games you're looking forward to this year that you can think of?
The Luigi Mansion 2 HD, that's probably the biggest one right there. As anything else? No, not really.
Luigi's Mansion 2, did I just fucking hear that correctly? HD?
Yes,
Yeah.
they took the Luigi Mansion Dark Moon game and changed the title and remastered it for the Switch.
And maybe the Princess Peach game, but I have to see more detail on that. But the biggest one's definitely Luigi Mansion 2. So after
That is
that,
fucking sad.
nothing really. I mean, well, the thing is, Nintendo is probably holding up on their bigger titles because.
Oh yeah, absolutely. There is definitely a 3D Mario game releasing with the Switch too. You cannot tell me otherwise. Maybe even the next Mario Kart.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah, probably.
I mean, especially, they gave us what's supposed to be Mario Kart 9 with all those DLC waves. And now the DLC wave has been done now. So, yeah, I do think we'll have Mario Kart 9.
I mean, we still have Summer Game Fest to get some decent announcements. We got whatever Nintendo Directs are going to happen throughout the year, but PlayStation's State of Play and all that other stuff. But
I just
as of
thinking
this
that-
year, I don't think this year is going to be very good for gaming, and it's going to feel
No.
like a slow year.
No,
Yeah.
but I feel like they're probably holding out on their bigger titles is for the next Switch.
Absolutely,
So
absolutely.
like I do agree. I think either they'll have the sequel to Odyssey for the new Switch. Because I mean, yeah, they had Mario Bros. Wonder, but I mean, how long does that take to make? I mean, definitely not like.
I'm
3
kind of
years.
surprised that they didn't put Galaxy 2 on the Switch, to be honest with you.
I agree, but as another Zelda, I think they'll put another Zelda in the middle of next gen.
Oh yeah, there'll definitely be another Zelda, but it ain't gonna come out anytime soon.
No, especially they just got done with Tears of the Kingdom last year, so
And supposedly they're working on remastering Wind Waker again.
I mean, do they really need to do that? All they need to do is release the Wii U version, and that's HD already.
I know.
I mean,
Supposedly they're working on a Twilight Princess and Wind Waker HD bundle.
Huh.
That's why I said that supposedly they're remastering Wind Waker again.
Why?
Exactly.
I don't see why not. But I mean, I think it'd be easier, just like I said, just take the Wii U port of Wind Waker and put it on there, and then get the other uh, Zelda games that hasn't been HD'd, and make those like obviously make like ports of those onto the next Switch while they're making, I guess, the sequel to Tears of the Kingdom.
What is going on to Ben Cooper? Just seeing your comment now. What's going on? What's up?
Yeah, 2024's video game future does not look good.
Hey, what? Let's real quick. Let me see if I can find a release date list. Let's see.
And what's sad
video
is
games release dates.
We're heading to the end of February. We're just started this year, and it doesn't already look good. You know.
Let's see. Okay, so this is Game Informer. All right, so Game Informer. We'll start with March because February's just about over. Final Fantasy Rebirth is pretty much the last major game there. Oh yeah, I forgot. We have Sonic X Shadow Generations this year. I'm looking forward to that actually. Let's see. In March, we have nothing that stands out to me so far. Let me put fuck. We'll put this on the screen for you guys so you guys can see it too. There you go. This is what I'm looking at. You guys can look at it as well. Contra Operation Galaga. March 12th. No, it's called. It's a Contra game. It's gonna play like the old school Contras. That's just what it's called. We have. I'm looking at the list here. You guys could point out anything you guys are interested in too. But this list.
Well, I mean, if you're not going to screen share it,
I did. Look at the screen.
I don't see it.
Look at the.
Well, I mean, on YouTube, yes, but
yeah, we'll look at it on goddamn YouTube. That's what I'm saying. I mean, people like Dragon's Dogma that comes out March 22nd. Princess Peach comes out.
Dragon's Dogma 2, yeah.
Princess Peach comes out March 22nd. Let's see.
South Park
Snow Day comes out March 26th.
That actually sounds interesting, but not enough. It's still about the new kid's story.
Ooh, Freedom Planet 2. I didn't play the original one. That's coming out for... that's finally coming out, actually. I didn't even know that.
Freedom Planet 2. Is that a Captain Planet game?
No. Freedom Planet was like the Sonic the Hedgehog-inspired game that came out on the Wii U. And they're going to have a sequel, and it's finally coming out.
I was making a damn joke.
I was like, where did he come up with that?
Yeah, I'm looking through this list. Like I said, you guys can stop me if you see anything interesting. Stellar Blade, April 26th. Sea of Thieves. Yep. Oh, look at that. Game Informer's leaking Sea of Thieves for PS5, April 30th.
Doja.
Wow.
I said that earlier.
Unconfirmed though, but we know Game Informer is run by GameStop, so take this list with a grain of salt a little bit.
Exactly.
Hellblade 2, that's coming out when?
Hellblade 2, Senua's Saga, Homeworld 3.
Oh, it comes out in May 21st.
May 21st.
Wait, did that say? Okay, it's just Xbox. Okay, just Xbox. Destiny 2 Final Shape. I see that poster.
Destiny 4th. June 4th.
The
new Elden Ring, I guess. People like that one. That's June 21st.
That's the DLC. Shadow of the Erd Tree. That's the DLC.
Super Monkey Ball, but I know you guys brought that up.
June 25th. Shin Megami Tensei 5. I know some people are looking forward to that. That's June 21st.
Isn't that basically Persona 5 Vengeance?
Shin Megami Tensei is a little different than Persona.
Still the same concept, though, right?
July has one game. August has one game so far. September has two. October has one. And here's all the to be announced games. Or at least these are all the games that are speculated to come out this year that don't have a
Release date. Yeah.
release date. Assassin's Creed for fucking iPhone. Why?
Oh, that's Mirage. That's Mirage. That shit was awful.
Beyond Good and Evil 20th Anniversary Edition.
Call of Duty Warzone Mobile. Who gives a shit?
Right? Yeah, none of this stuff is interesting me in the slightest.
I actually saw something on a YouTube short. There's actually a fucking YouTube short about the evolution of like Lara Croft from Tomb Raider's ass, like since Tomb Raider Legend. There's an evolution video of how her ass has changed over the course of Tomb Raider Legend to Shadow of the Tomb Raider. I'm like,
what about her?
You fuckers have nothing to do with your lives.
Why focus on her ass? Focus on her pointy tits.
Oh, jeez. Funko is getting a fucking video game. What?
Are you shocked?
Funko Fusion.
It doesn't shock me.
Gundam Breaker 4. You know what game needs to get a remake? Heavenly Sword. That game was good.
Never heard of it.
Kingdom Hearts Missing Link for mobile. Fuck off.
Indiana Jones. I forgot that's coming out this year.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's actually gonna. I hear that's gonna be good. It's set in between like Raiders of the Lost Ark and
Lollipop Chainsaw Repop. I'm actually looking forward to that, but it's got no release date. Luigi's Mansion 2.
Dude, I wish I can break that fucking fire alarm.
Then I'll have the fucking fire department here because they're wondering if my carbon monoxide alarm is going off.
Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater remake.
And then I'd have to hide your body, Casey, if you do break my fucking smoke alarm.
You'll kill me for that?
Octopath Traveler 2 is coming.
You can tell by my silence. Yeah, I would.
Nintendo lost Octopath Traveler as an exclusive. Wow.
Yeah. I think Octopath. Yeah. That's no longer exclusive.
Plants vs. Zombies 3.
What the hell's a Planet of Lana?
No clue.
Is it supposed? I guess it's the planet of CJ Perry or some shit. Are we gonna see Miro on this planet?
Excuse me, Rugrats. What?
There's Paper Mario right there.
Fuck Paper Mario. Fuck that game.
Oh, Plants vs. Zombies 3?
NES. What the hell? Look at that. It says NES.
Where?
Right here.
For the Rugrats Adventures in Gameland. NES.
I don't get it. Ooh, whoa. Hello. New Shantae game? Oh, Shantae Advance. It's a remake. Okay. Interesting.
Star Wars Outlaws supposedly coming out this year. Is that Star Wars or Is that Star Wars Hunters?
Yes.
Okay.
Switch and iOS and Android. Sonic and Shadow Generations. Definitely want that.
Yeah.
Streets of Rage 2 coming to PC. Oh, yeah, the Sword Art Online game. But those games are made cheap as hell. I'll play that whenever.
Yeah.
Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown's coming to PS5. If that comes out
The
this year.
Lord of the Rings Gollum, that was shit.
Legend of Heroes, I forgot about this. Tales Through Daybreak, that's coming. That's probably not coming out this year. Probably not, but I'm looking forward to that. I love the Tales of Legend of Heroes games. They're so good. Rise of the Golden Idol, Wolf Among Us 2, Powers of Agbaspa. They're remaking Toxic Crusaders.
Interesting.
Interesting indeed.
A new Ninja Turtles game is apparently coming out.
Yeah, the Ronin game.
Don't lick my armpit.
Okay.
He's licking my armpit.
Oh yeah, East 10 just got announced, but I've never played the series. Yeah, so that's it. That's your lineup of games for this year and potentially this year. It ain't looking good. It's not looking very good at all.
Well, if you wait another 5 years from now, we'll have our next AEW game.
First Octopath was exclusive. The second game came out on PlayStation and Nintendo day and day. Xbox is barely getting a release.
Yeah, you'll have Fight Forever 2 in 2030.
Well, guys, I think that'll about do it for this show. I think we should just wrap it up now.
Yep, we're closing in on 2 hours, 40 minutes.
Thanks to the Rose.
You mean thanks to me?
I thought y'all were blaming me for the show going long.
No, we always
Make up your
blame.
damn minds.
We always blame Casey because he takes the longest to talk.
I'm gonna keep it short and sweet because I'm gonna try to get something to drink before I go. So follow me on YouTube at MK3 Kratos. Follow me on Twitch at OTS_Twitch on twitch.tv. And that's all my plugs for tonight. If you want to follow me for me and my fiance's thoughts on the world and some of the problems in the world, follow us at Moonlight_Pure. That is Moonlight_PUR. So, with that said, I gotta go. I'm gonna give me something to drink real quick, but I'm outie.
Kratos, I'll hit you up on Twitter or Twitter on
X.
not X, Skype.
Gotcha. All right. See y'all.
All right.
Yeah.
Casey, get your plugs in.
I don't have much. I have set for tomorrow is that I have a console reviewed. Just got in is the Atari 2600 Plus. That takes your Atari 2600 and your 7800 games and put them in HD. And I decided to do some experiments on it, see what works on it, and found out several things do work on it. So it's a good review, and I'll probably be doing some Atari 2600 games and Atari 7800 games. So and I'll probably do a live pickup stream because I have quite a bit of stuff on the table that I could do a good stream on that. But yeah, go watch my Atari 2600 Plus console review. So I don't have much recorded because this week I was been tired and I slept a lot this weekend. And then today I was busy doing a bunch of stuff around the apartment. So I barely got that video done and uploaded. So that's pretty much it.
All right. Well, for me, you guys could You guys could check out what I did yesterday while I was on Casey's channel. I did a Super Mario World ROM hack. Then after we hung up with Casey, I streamed some Mario Party Superstars on the Switch.
Did Drew send some people over to you afterwards?
No,
I hear he does that every once in a while for you.
he does, yeah, but not yeah. He didn't do it yesterday. So yeah, check that out. Friday night we did Killer Instinct. Thursday pissed me off. I did the WWE Showcase mode, the John Cena Showcase mode, and WWE pulled it down. So it's only available on Twitch.
Oh, is it because like the music?
No, because of the fucking video clips from John Cena's career.
Oh, nice.
So that's only available on Twitch. You can watch that in my Twitch, in my Twitch VODs. Tomorrow night will be Monday Night Horizon with my lady friend with Forza Horizon 5. Tuesday, I'll probably take the night off. I don't know what I'll stream Wednesday. I don't know. I really don't know for next week, but Monday and Friday for sure. Tomorrow night will be Forza Horizon 5. Monday Night Horizon. Friday will be the start of Season 4 of Mortal Kombat 1. So I'll be streaming that. And I don't know what else throughout the week. But yeah, subscribe to the channel and whatnot. There's always something there for you guys. With that being said, follow Derailed Gaming. Check the channel out over there. He's got some OCRP GTA 5 roleplay videos and streams and Friday Night Gaming over there on the channel. For $1 a month, you get nearly 300 episodes of podcasting material from the original Derailed podcast channel.
No. He took that stuff down in January.
Did he? He got rid of the archive?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Wow.
Yeah, he said he scrubbed a lot of the stuff off. I think he canceled the Patreon actually.
What?
Yeah.
No fucking way.
I know, and if he did, then all the other content he had is gone. He put private the other content.
Wow, I'm over here promoting shit that he got rid of. Wow. Let me see. Oh yeah, the Patreon isn't linked anymore. Let's see. He must have deleted the Patreon.
Yeah, he said in January he decided to scrub it clean and I guess focus more on his gaming channel. And I thought it'd be cool to keep the.
Still comes up. It still comes up, but there's nothing here to subscribe to.
Yeah.
All right. Well, just check out the Derailed. Just check out the Derailed Gaming channel. Then there is no more Patreon. How about that? All right. Well, I guess I'll be taking that out of the description box here on out. But yeah, follow me right here on Twitch and YouTube. Subscribe to both channels. I'd greatly appreciate it, especially Twitch, because I make money over there now. All the links are down below. All the links are down below. Twitter is also there, so you know when to go live and upload a video. You can find Casey on Twitter at CaseyIsRaw. And yeah, so with that being said, guys, we're going to get on out of here. We're hitting the 3-hour mark, which I didn't want to go past, so... Randy Viper says, I love the rose. I love Casey is raw. Hopefully EJ doesn't call me gay. Let's shout out everybody that came to the stream real quick tonight. We had Wicked133. We had It's Steve Callan, TSS2, Randy Viper, Core Capture. We had EJ. We had who else? We had Phantom Kai Sama. We've had that's it. Right?
Pretty much.
Kratos made an appearance in the chat. think that's all. Yeah, I think that's everybody who came to the chat tonight. Making sure I didn't miss anybody. Looks like I got everybody. Yeah. So thanks for everybody for being here tonight. And until next time, thanks for watching, guys. For me, for Casey as Raw, for MK Kratos, for myself, we're gonna get out of here. Thanks for watching, guys. Until next time, my name is The Rose. Have a good night, everybody, and we'll catch your ass down the road.